minutes of my time here today, and I am addressing in particular the teams. Anzac Day and footy are so intertwined. The collective history of players, families and supporters. Our national game, intertwined over the decades with 2 world wars, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Timor, Afghanistan and numerous other peacekeeping missions around the globe, ongoing to this very day. At yesterday's service, I spoke about the siege of Tobruk in World War II. And Tobruk was an 8-month-long battle in North Africa where 14,000 Australian soldiers successfully defended and defeated Rommel's Afrika Korps. 2 sides, 2 adversaries. Whilst the Germans believed they were invincible, the Australian soldiers fought with a simple yet tenacious creed. No surrender, never give up, fight till the end. And if that isn't a motto for a netball team or a footy team, I don't know what is. No surrender, never give up, fight till the end. Barnawartha have been playing football since 1894. Chiltern have been doing it since 1858. On the Barnawartha War Memorial there are the names of some 18 young men who made the supreme sacrifice in war. There are 53 names at the War Memorial in Chiltern. Imagine, if you would, that a third, a half, or maybe all of them played footy. You're standing in their footsteps today. And I firmly believe that the creed they played footy by was identical to the creed and the spirit they served by, and that's the Anzac spirit. Courage, sacrifice, endurance and mateship. I'd now like to say the ode. Please bow your heads. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget. Now, if our audio works, and fingers crossed, we'll now play the last post while our national flag is lowered to half-mast. The last post was historically played of an evening to call soldiers to retire for the night. The last post is followed by a minute's silence. It's a time for personal thought and reflection on what they did and what you're going to try and do here today. Think about the enduring legacy, their spirit and their commitment to each other, to their teammates. Courage, sacrifice, endurance and mateship. The minute's silence will be followed by rouse. Rouse called soldiers to prepare and fight another day. Rouse will be followed by the national anthem. So please stand if you can, and gentlemen, please remove your hats. I'd now like to ask Australian Army Cadets to lay flowers on behalf of Barnawartha and Chiltern's fallen. So Rouse has sounded. Our teams are ready to fight. Good luck to both. Play on.
A fantastic ceremony here at the Barnawartha Recreation Reserve in the build-up to the massive clash between the Tigers and the Chiltern Swans. First quarter action, all thanks to Shelving and Storage Northeast. Check out their range at shelvingnortheast.com.au, located in North Albury. Get in touch with Ben at Shelving and Storage Northeast. Blake Panda Escott with you. Brent Gecko Lillis with us as well. Scooter Fraser just coming up the stairs to eat his chips that he bought pre-game. And Gus McLeod, your calls this afternoon. Gecko, we're not far away from the bounce of the ball. That was a pretty stirring reception, wasn't it?
It was, mate. I thought the vision from where we're sitting was... I thought that was really well done.
It certainly was indeed. And wonderfully hosted by the man down below. Gussie, we're not too far away from the bounce and the ball here, and very much looking forward to seeing these two great sides go at it. And, well, Gussie's just taken the headphones off, so that was I sold him up the river a little bit there. But
Panda, I just noticed if my eyes are reading me correctly, Caden Withers looks like he's in his casual clothes and not in his kit, so he might be a laid out.
We might get that confirmed with the timekeepers who are just to the left of us and check their team sheet. So, well spotted by Brent Lillis. We may have a late change for the Barnawartha Tigers. As you just said, Caden Withers looks like he's in his jersey, in his casual clothes down below. So we'll get that one confirmed. While Chiltern are going through their paces right in front of us. It's a big game for the Chiltern Swans, isn't it, Gecko?
It is, Panda. I think they'll be really keen to try and get a win on the board here. I think there's no secret to it that they're up against it today, but you know, you never know. They've got someone like Caden out today, and it looks like they've brought in Dylan Rocco, and let's just see how that pans out. But they're going to have their work cut out for them.
That is the confirmed change. Buddha Withers out of the lineup, of course. He's got his polo shirt on, as you boys very well spotted. And into the side is Declan Rocco. Is he a Raiders boy from memory?
Yeah, he was a Raiders junior, and I think he came out here after his last year of thirds, is my memory.
There we go. So a late change there, Panda. No big bad Buddha Withers. He's out of the side. He was part of Dan Vaccaro's trip to Cambodia.
Was he really?
And he got a very big leg tattoo. So maybe he's out with ink.
I wonder how Adam Mundra would feel about that.
Probably not well.
No, going overseas and getting a tattoo. Couldn't swim for a week, could our man Dan Vaccaro. So
I don't reckon he could swim ever.
I don't think he could either. I reckon he'd sink straight to the bottom, knowing our man D-Vac. But both sides going through their paces. How are Chiltern going to get on top of this game, Gecko? We know they're up against it. They've got a few out. But if they can rise for any game, it'll be this one.
Yeah, I can't see how they're going to get on top of Barney today without going in with a defensive mindset. So if they can make it a bit of a dirty game, and when I say that from the aspect of keeping the game a bit messy and the scores low, who knows? I think we all know that Chiltern are going to... their challenge is going to be kicking a score today. So if they can keep Barney to under 10 goals, which is going to be a challenge, you never know.
You never know indeed. Chiltern going through their paces in front of us. Started this season 0-3, but they've been in 2 out of their 3 games, Gussie. So arguably should have run against the Gooner, and they fell by 2 points at Tallangatta. So they've been in games, which is a positive.
They just got to find a way to learn how to win, and that's going to be the challenge for Steve Owen and Mitch Hemming with this young, up-and-coming Chiltern Swans outfit. There's enough senior heads around these youngster players to get themselves up and firing. So they're just going to have to find a way, Gecko, to learn to win. And there's no better stage to do that today than on the Anzac Day long weekend. And I think if Chiltern are any chance today, it's going to come off the back of their stalwart players. They're going to have to try and get the best out of the ruck from Micah McWilliams. He's going to have a big influence in the contest. And then they're on ballers. We've spoke about them heavily in pre-game. The captain, Ben Mason, also joined in the engine room by Mitch Henning, the co-coach. And we're going to need to see a bit of a winding back of the clog from Brad Hibberson.
Yeah, they are going to rely on those 3 or 4. And Look, I definitely, if Mitch and Benny Mason can get their hands on the ball early, and Mick and McWilliams, I'm reminded as I look over the ground here how short he is as a ruckman. He'd have to be the shortest ruckman in the league, but we all know that he puts up a real big fight.
He had put on a great one-on-one battle with Seamus Quinn in one of the finals last year in the prelim, and he rested. Big Moose actually missed the prelim now that I think about it. That's maybe why Mick and McWilliams got on top.
Right, he was away at he was in Bali.
He was in Bali and he missed that one. But I think Mick and McWilliams has shown that he can be a wrestling type of ruckman. And who knows, maybe that might work around the ground. We know that the Big Moose, he's a makeshift ruckman. He's a key position player. And then Adam Mudras turned up at Barney and said, hey,
be referred to
World Juniors.
They won the toss and will kick to the what do we call it? The northern end, not the highway end.
we've got the cricket nets in the club rooms, we reckon, Scooter.
Rightio, that'll do.
Who wins the game, Scooter, and why?
Oh, I think Barney do, mate. They just got too many winners across the ground, and but just hopefully the Chiltern boys can, the younger lads of Chiltern can keep up with the Tigers for 2 or 3 quarters and be in it towards the end.
What about you, Gussie? Who do you think wins, mate?
I think Barney win. I just think they've got too much class across the board, but I do think the Chiltern side will come to play today. So I think Barney by around about 3 or 4 goals, and it looks like we're going to use a centre circle. It's not in the centre of the ground.
There you go. The cricket pitch looks pretty good to the right. Gecko, who do you think wins, my friend?
I think Barney definitely here, Panda. I've definitely got my money on Barney today.
First quarter underway with Gus McLeod for Shelving and Storage Northeast.
Yeah, Sunday special here on 2AY, and Barney get busy early as the ball was won down there by Jared Farwell. Spills out onto the netball court wing, and Chiltern gets some possession via Ben Jones. Umpire calls him to play on. Retreats. Hemming dropped the hot footy, then fed the ball backwards. Chiltern run to the pump early. Nice work from Jones. Back to McWilliams. Did he bite off more than he can chew? Umpire said no. Centres the ball dangerously and finds a marking target. Switching the ball here is Catton. He's got the ball to half back for Chiltern. Ben Mason, the captain, goes down the line and he hits the intended target in Vandermeer.
We've got the tunes pumping behind us here. A little bit of Black Eyed Peas, if you don't mind. So that's something else to watch out for. Gecko, strange choices. Chiltern kick it down the far wing, looking for Hemming. Intercepted out there by Del Bosco. They retreat to Farwell. Kick under pressure. And winning it back out there was Luke Vandermeer for the Chiltern Swans. All this happening on the far side of the ground. They move the footy to half forward. Big Moose Quinn shinned it. Well done by Gray. Shoveled it out towards Hibberson. All the players boring in over there. Coming off the half-back line here is Josh Starr. Kicks to half forward, but the ball goes out of play. And we'll have a throw-in on centre wing on the far side of the Barney Rec Reserve. No score. We've gone around 2 minutes for Jappo Donks here in the first quarter on TDFL Live.
Gus McLeod, Panda Escott, Brent Gecko Lillis and Scooter Fraser, the TDFL call team this afternoon. That boundary umpire threw it to himself. Did you boys see that?
I did.
He caught his own throwings.
He'll have another crack at that one. McWilliams asserting some dominance in the ruck, just brute strength, and hacks the ball forward for the Chiltern Swans. Ball's at ground level. Cooper trying to get busy for Chiltern. Bodie Hibberson's in pursuit. Ball just being dribbled along the ground here for Barnawartha. Head over the football was little Tommy Johnson. Now it works its way back to Trujillo. Barney just struggling to get some clean possession on the ball now. They're going to go trying to find Farwell.
Downfield, Gussie.
A downfield free kick. Farwell plays on for Barney. Kicks to half forward. In the long sleeves is Brad Starr. Little 1-2 give and go. Wants to give it back to Tom Johnson. Big Tommy this is, the former Wodonga Bulldog. They mongrel the ball inside forward 50, and I think it's just snuck through. No, it might have hit the behind post. So a boundary throwing deep into attack for Barnawartha.
What are you noticing matchup-wise, Scooter Fraser boundary side?
Before I do that, Jake Cooper has just hobbled off to the interchange bench after that. It was just a bit of a shepherd on him at centre half back there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Good matchup. Dion Gleeson has gone to Lockie Walker, so we'll keep an eye on that one and see how the duel goes.
And where we are broadcasting from, we'll get back to that because Joshy Spence has grabbed it out of the ruck beautifully. Great tap from Moose Quinn, and Spence snaps a Bill Tilley goal of the day, and Gecko, just what the doctor ordered for the Barney Tigers.
Oh, they had to work hard for it, though, didn't they, Panda? That certainly wasn't easy. What I did note is that injury. Who went to the boundary, I think, with the injury just before, boys? But Shannon, yeah. Jacob Murphy comes onto the ground in the first couple of minutes in his debut, so number 18.
I wonder how many right foot goals Josh Spencer's kicked. I reckon he'd be up around the 700 or 800 career goals, but I wonder how many on the right.
Good start for Barney in the first term, thanks to Shelving and Storage Northeast. Check out their range at shelvnortheast.com.au. And I think we're just waiting for the Sharon to come back here, Scoot.
Someone's taken off for it, Scooter.
No, it was a big right foot kick there by Joshy Spencer. He was only about 10 metres out, and yeah, that golf course is that fairway is pretty wide, and it just kept bouncing.
So good start for Barnawartha. They lead 1 straight 6. The Chiltern yet to score. Thanks to Shelving and Storage Northeast. We're back in the middle of the ground. The Japadong's time clock's just hit 4 minutes here at Barney. McWilliams won the tap. He's been busy in the ruck, feeding it backwards. Was Jones. Ball up towards Gray at half forward. Left it behind. Now Chiltern under the pump as Barney regained possession. Wrapped up in a big tackle was Josh Starr. Umpire said he got rid of it legally. Up to half forward, Gleeson and Walker go head to head. Starr gets busy once again. Nice pick up from Farwell, and he's streaming through the middle of the ground.
He is. Good hit up. Finds Tommy Johnson, the former Dog. Wants to play on straight away. He's playing forward. Kick inside forward 50 doesn't favour his teammate. And the beauty of where we're broadcasting from, and there's a big light tower right in front of us. So the ball just lost us here for a second. As Tommy Johnson regathers at half forward, his kick is cut off by Chiltern at half back, and they can rebound through the middle of the ground.
It's like a blind spot on your car, isn't it? There's just a little tiny bit of the ground that we can't see here at the Barney Rec Reserve. This is Bush Broadcasting at its absolute best. Gleeson on centre wing on the golf course side for the Swans. He retreats, and Chiltern, via an ugly kick, find Jones in the corridor. They kick out towards the wing. Working up the ground there is Nick Weber, and spills the ball out of bounds. And I'm very glad Steve Owen told us the surname was Weber. Otherwise, I would have rolled with Weber.
I would have rolled with Weber as well, like the big barbecue, which we are sitting right on top of. Gecko, temperature check, please. Gecko, we might roll with that one now. What do you think the temperature check is, Gecko?
We'd be pushing high 20s right now. Hey, interesting matchup. Will Shannon, little number 29, picking up captain Brad Del Bosco, and he's giving away about 1.5 foot, I reckon.
I like the look of that.
Is he doing a job on him, do you think,
yeah, I reckon he is. Gussie. He's staying really close to him, really conscious of wherever he goes.
There's a free kick out of the middle here, and it's going to go the way of Shannon, who kicks the ball to half forward for the Chiltern Swans. Getting back in the hole beautifully is Connor Whiffen, and takes a wonderful mark at true centre half back. Goes out to the far side. Kitching left that football behind, and Chiltern intercept through Shannon once again. They pummel it to half forward. Might work out fortuitously here for Weber. Left the football behind. Barney regathered through Lockie Walker. Pritchard got a little bit of work to do. Shovels it back out to Walker. This is really good pressure here from the Chiltern Swans, who want to force a stoppage inside forward 50. Hat kick out of there by Barnawartha, but it's intercepted once again by the Swans. Shannon showing all his class. Shoves it out to the left foot of Mason. They go inside forward 50. Oh, well fisted out there by Tommy Johnson. And a whistle. It's a boundary throw-in. Hearing a couple of whistles, I think, from the netball courts. Gussie?
Potentially. Gecko?
Boys, what I'm saying is Barney's forwards pushing up really high here. Josh Spence, Tommy Johnson, Brad Del Bosco, and then on transition into their forward line, they're working really, really hard back. But, geez, there's a lot of space behind them.
Pritchard's in the ruck for Barney here. Got it down to ground level. We've got a bit of a gang tackle, and we'll ball the footy up. Deep in the attack here for the Chiltern Swans. Right in front of the Shelving and Storage Northeast scoreboard. Barney lead 1 straight 6. The Chiltern yet to score. Ball's in dispute in a dangerous spot, but Barney regains some ascendancy, and they want to exit D50. The run and carry comes from little Tommy Johnson.
4.
He's taken 4 bounces to get to the edge of the centre square. Kicks long down the line, trying to find a marking target. Good hands out in front from Chesser. He marks on centre wing for Barney. He wants to penetrate through the corridor. Dangerous ball, but the big Moose is up to the challenge. Moose Quinn plays on, trying to find a runner. He's found one now in Matt Del Bosco, chiseling the ball inside forward 50, and Josh Spence marks 45 metres out, 10 metres in from the boundary.
He looks a class above little Tommy Johnson, doesn't he, to see him run and carry the footy like that. And how hard is it to execute after you've been for a run like that? And his ability to hit up, I think it was Chesser on the wing there. Really, really nice.
You're backing your men in from downtown, Scooter?
Without a doubt, mate, this bloke never misses.
Josh Spence, who's going to have to carry the burden of Scooter's commentator curse from 45 metres to the town or the highway ends, cricket net's end, and he has. Scooter Fraser, you can tell us what he's done.
Just to the near side.
The
Chiltern goal umpire, though.
The old commentator's curse. A minor score goes the way of the Barney Tigers.
All that on the Shelving and Storage Northeast scoreboard. We've played around 8 and a bit minutes here for Jappo Donks. First quarter action here on TDFL Live. Whether you're listening on 2AY, the listener app, or watching on the YouTube, big thanks to Logan Cartwright for giving us the pictures, and also Luke Chilcott from Wangaratta Computers. The kick in from Chiltern was pretty poor, and we have a boundary throw in 50 metres around from Barney goal. We'll get an update. Scooter, are you hot in those jeans in the boiling sun?
Oh, I'm trying to acclimatise, mate. There's a slight zephyr coming across the ground that's cooling me a little bit.
Good tap there from Moose Quinn. Breaking away here with the Chiltern Swans across half-back. Bit of work to do here as Cooper gets around one, kicks in the middle of the ground looking for Hibberson. Thought he was ripped off the football then, was Josh Starr, and the Barney Tigers win it back through Whiffen. They go inside forward 50 looking for Spence. Floating back in the hole then was Gray. Shannon, in fact, did a lot of good work for Chiltern, and the Tigers have another stoppage 30 metres around from their goals. We go to Gecko for Bill Tilley.
The intents there from Chiltern, I think where they're really falling down is their ability to execute. They've got themselves into some really nice positions, but yeah, haven't had the ability to run away with the footy yet.
Ball's in dispute, 50 metres out from Barney goal. Will ball the footy back up. Umpire calls for a stoppage. Where Barnawartha lead 1-1-7. Chiltern yet to score. Just under 10 minutes gone for Simo on the team at Jappo Donks Tyres in Wodonga. Up goes the Sharon. Breaking away is Hibberson. Retreats to find Gray, and Jack Gray wants to switch with a big raking ball. Finds the intended target. Mark has been taken by Jacob Murphy.
On debut, Gussie.
On debut for the Swans, former Albury Tiger. Won't miss him in the yellow wheels. Nice looking kick. Hit the intended target in Weber, but Weber dropped an absolute dolly. He now applies a tackle. Gray trying to bustle his way through. Breaking away here is Spence. Feeds it backward onto Josh Starr, who kicks inside forward 50, high up and under. Chesser's lurking. Chiltern Swans are under the pump, and in the end, they concede a minor score. So Barney, they move to 1-2. Chiltern yet to score, and Chiltern are really breaking down across half forward, Gecko.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Again, it's just that execution. Exactly the same as that exit then from Jacob Murphy.
Oh, the kick in was awful from Chiltern. Jack Chesser, Johnny on the spot, dribbled it through, and it's hit the behind post, just the padding. And it's through for a minor score. 1-3-9 Barney to Chiltern yet to score. And I tell you what, Scooter, if you turn the ball over like that in the goal square, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, I think they really need to come out this side a bit further than that, even further than this one now.
Onto the clubroom side, you think, Scooter, the netball court side?
Just as I say that, there's a bit of a breeze going down towards those goals, boys. So, yeah, you want to go the other side and clear it that way.
Mason up near the cricket nets. Underground handball found its way to Hemming. Now Cooper breaks away for the Swans on the golf course side with a high up and under, but it's Tigers everywhere. Moose Quinn intercepts for Barney.
He does, and dummies around one, the big Moose, if you don't mind. Kick to Whiffen is really good, shows a little bit of candy. He's 2 kicks from home. Whiffen on the lead, looking for Chesser. Really good play from Barnawartha Gecko. They opened up the corridor, and Chesser can line up for his second shot inside 30 seconds.
Absolutely, and that came about by pressure on the ball carrier. So Chiltern are really struggling to get 2 or 3 clean possessions in a row. Like Barney are really working hard to close it down at the source, and eventually they're easily creating turnovers to maintain that footy in their forward half.
So Jack Chesser looks really fit in season 2026. Lining up, call it directly in front. 30 metres out for Barney's second, and he shanked it to the left. And they're peppering the goals, not through the big sticks. 1 goal, 4 for Shelving and Storage northeast of the Tigers. Chiltern yet to score, yet to really go past halfway, Scooter.
Yeah, and you can see, boys, with this the structure here of Barney as they've kicked a point, just seem a lot better drilled at the moment.
Chiltern looking to play in chaos. It's just breaking down across half forward and on the wing. He's a little bit of give and go. 1-2. Gray links up with Mason. Handball to McWilliams, the big ruckman. He retreats via hands in the back line. Hemming. And Chiltern just trying to mop up some possession here. They got the ball all the way at full back. They brought it out to the golf course side. Now that's where they want to go once again. Ball finds the target. Mitch Hemming marks right in front of the cricket nets here at Barnawartha. The co-coach in season 2026. He's called to play on for the Swans and kicks long down the line. Tigers everywhere. But Chiltern's undersized players get the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, slightly into attack for Barnawartha, where the Tigers lead 1-4-10 to Chiltern yet to score.
So if you're the coaching staff at Chiltern, Gecko, how are you trying to get your hands on the footy and control the game here?
Well, I'm saying they've got their hands on the footy, but Barney are just forcing them wide over and over, like either side of the ground. So they've had no ball through the corridor whatsoever. They're trying to maintain possession, but just the skill error just not allowing that to happen. So
there's a free kick for a hold to Big Moose Quinn, who started pretty good. Has Big Moose. He's got a runner beside him. Hands it off here. And Cohen Trujillo pumps it back inside forward 50, looking for Chesser, who's already had 2 shots on goal. Mason got his head ripped off, and he wins a free kick for a high. Putting his head over the footy is Ben Mason. They want to switch once again to the broadcast side, but they're deep into attack. Here's Murphy. Good kick down the line, and he finds Jack Gray at halfback for Chiltern, who trail 10-0 for Shelving and Storage North East. We have played 14 minutes for Jappo Donks.
Chiltern just need to keep penetrating out of their D50, not bombing it long down the line like that. Scooter straight in the hands of Farwell.
Yeah, you said before chaos, mate. There just doesn't seem to be any structure the way Chiltern are coming out of Barney's forward line.
And take nothing away from Barnawartha as Tommy Johnson marks here, 45 on 45-degree angle, 45 metres out. Barney are just setting up so well behind the ball, Gecko.
Yeah, they are. Again, what I'm really impressed with, though, Gus, is that ability to protect the corridor. If you think about it, that first 5 to 10 minutes, it's been all along the boundary line for Chiltern. They've been forced that way time after time.
So here's Tom Johnson, former Wodonga Bulldog, now with Barney, kicking to the highway end. It's a high up and under, and that looks pretty good. Big Tommy Johnson steers through. Barnawartha's second here, thanks to Shelving and Storage North East. Barney go to 2-4. Chiltern yet to score. 15 minutes gone on Jappo Donk's time clock.
That never looked like missing, boys. Right in line with you guys and where I am on the boundary. But while we were talking and Tommy was lining up for that shot at goal, Lockie Walker, Tommy Johnson, all the back line of the Barney, they got together, their fingers pointing basically where to go on that structure. So I think we're really seeing the way Muddy's got, he's got a general in Walker down the back there, and yeah, they're lining up really well at the moment.
Danger signs here for the Chiltern Swans, so I don't think they've registered an inside, maybe one inside 50.
Yep, and they're probably a little bit lucky that Barney have kicked poorly to start here, but the ball's well and truly in Chiltern's court. They need to respond and get the next goal at minimum. 16
minutes played here for Jappo Donks. All the scoring shots going to the cricket net's end, favouring Barney. Out of the middle they go. Hearing whistles galore from the netball court, so we may get a little confused here at the Barney Rec Reserve. Well done here by Chad Brooks. Chiltern flick it out really wide. Good mark by the Chiltern Swans. It's a good mark here by...
It's Vandermeer, mate.
It is Luke Vandermeer, who's going to come inboard. The kick's really ordinary, though, asking a lot of Ben Jones, who has to give it off here to Gray, who's had a lot of the footy, and Moose Quinn absolutely nailed him from behind. Summing up Chiltern's first 15 minutes, they are turning it over, Gecko, and it's falling down big time.
Oh, there's been parts of it that have been hard to watch in the first 10 minutes here, fellas. They're right under the pump, Chiltern.
Cooper, high up and under, taking an uncontested mark here as Riley Martin, the former Colin Gully Demon, who's made his way down to the TDFL, and now it's little Tommy Johnson streaming through the middle of the Barney Rec Reserve. He kicks inside forward, 50 to a 2-on-1. It spills out the back, and the captain, Ben Mason, mops up the crumbs for Chiltern, who's been a shining light across the half-back line. They come inboard to Shannon, and this is young Will. Of course, one of 2 sons playing with Dad today for the Chiltern Swans. You heard that right.
Extraordinary.
Playing with their dad.
Who's had a lot of the footy too, Gussie.
He's been busy. Chiltern turn it over in a dangerous spot. Inside 50 they go via Chesser. Spills out the back. Chiltern have some numbers around the footy. They want to exit D50 as far as they can. Big Tommy Johnson might have just got a little knee on that. Chiltern want out of bounds on the full. Are they going to get it? No, I reckon the umpire's going to say throw this one back into play across half forward for the Barney Tigers, who lead 16-0 here for Shelving and Storage Northeast.
17 minutes played here for Jappo Donks. The goal scorers, Joshy Spence and Tommy Johnson. The ball at half forward, broadcast side. Barnawartha with all the territory here in this opening quarter. Chiltern under the pump, and we have another stoppage 48 metres around from Barnawartha's goal. As I said before, done all the attacking. Hope you're enjoying the action for McRae Motors and the Commercial Club Albury. TDFL Live. Tommy Johnson doing the rucking. Inside forward 50 here for the Tigers, and we're going to have another stoppage as we all take a breath here and head down to Scooter for Bill Tilley. Chiltern just can't get it out of their defensive 50.
Yeah, I think a few of the younger blokes are a little bit starstruck at the moment. They just can't get their hands on it.
Shannon left it behind. Little Tommy Johnson got the ball onto Whiffen. We got it inside 50 for Barnawartha, slipping at the crucial moment. Which is Jack Chessup, and the ball goes out of bounds. Gecko, what are you doing if you're Chiltern here? Do you try and get a bit of run and carry? Do you try and maybe mix things up a little bit? What do Chiltern need to do at this stage of the game?
Well, firstly, I think they'd love to stop the flow of play and just really go defensive. I think they're really struggling to maintain any type of possession for any period of time.
I reckon they need to get someone on this guy. Little Tommy Johnson is absolutely everywhere. He finds Big Tom, who he kicks to centre half forward. On the searching lead was Starts, but at the back for Kitching. Now Shannon, this is Will. Got the handball out in the nick of time. Back to McWilliams, who just says, stuff this, I'm going long.
He went very long. He looked at those signs out there and said, I'm kicking to grass, but all the Tigers have the numbers. Pritchard, they go short and find Jackson O'Connor. 3 kicks from home. Want to switch the football with precision. Whiffen, who's had a lot of the footy numbers out everywhere here. Tommy Johnson is marked with absolutely no one around him. He could have played on then, Scooter, but he decided to go back and have a set shot.
Yeah, I think it's probably best just to have a set shot. It's a bit hot there. There's a lot of Chiltern blokes down in that back line. And after the last one, I think he should have a set shot.
Is there any breeze to factor in, Scoot, at
Yeah,
ground level?
every now and then it coming over my shoulder, boys, so heading towards the way Tommy Johnson's heading right now towards goal, but not goals.
So it's a bit of a mongrel old kick from Tommy Johnson, hit the belly of the footy, and I'm not sure he's registered a score. It is out of bounds on the full, so his afternoon remains at 1 goal, and the score remains 2-4-16 for Barney. Chiltern yet to score. We've played 20 minutes late stages for Jappo Donks in the opening quarter.
We get Scooter to get an around the ground score thanks to Bill Tilley in the game between Kiwa Sandy Creek and, of course, Rutherglen. As the ball spills out to Star here. Now Farwell penetrating once again for Barney. Give and go with the big moves and a side step now from Farwell. Brute strength and class. Farwell sets sail from downtown and kicks a Bill Tilley behind of the day.
Boys, we spoke before the game about Chiltern's midfield, and if they can get their hands on the footy, because of Barney's firepower, they've had to drag Benny Mason deep in defence, so that really takes away from their midfield.
It certainly does. Game should probably be over at this stage. 2-5-17 Barnawartha. They've been accurate. Chiltern yet to score, only registered a couple of inside 50s. Vandermeer retreats to Cooper under the pump, and they've almost forced a turnover again at half forward of Barnawartha. Picking the ball up there was Seamus Quinn, who handballed to the weed out there under that light tower. And there's a boundary throw in on the far side. Scooter Fraser in the sun. You're going to put any sunscreen on at the moment, mate?
Lathered up before I left home this morning, boys. An update at Rutherglen, Kiwa Sandy Creek, 3 goals, 3. All 3 to Guy Telford. Lead Rutherglen 1 goal.
22 for the year for him.
Actually, they've just kicked another one. It's 4 goals, 3.
Or Mason, fumbly across half back. He's doing a lot of work for Chiltern, but stands up when they need him most. They get the ball onto Gray, who just kicks towards grass, trying to find a teammate there in Murphy. He does well to keep it alive. Now Gray, not many options presenting, so he goes via hand, finds a target in Chad Brooks. And Chad kicks long down the line to a 3-on-1. It might work okay for little Bodie Hibberson out the back here. Tracking in is Clark Stanek. Chiltern get a rare inside forward 50, but Pritchard's there to mop up the crumbs for Barney. He switches, finds the intended target, and Josh Starr can clear defensive lines.
Have absolutely no one forward of the footy, Gecko, do they, the Chiltern Swans?
No structure or shape whatsoever. They seem like they're a bit lost here.
So Farwell has turned the football over to Mitch Hemming, the co-coach, who's going to kick it long inside forward 50. Hibberson the intended target. He was never the right option as Pritchard intercepts in defence for the Barney Tigers. Was sat on poor Bodie's head. And Pritchard kicks straight to true centre half back where Farwell marks it a paddock, and they're on here with the overlap through Tommy Johnson. He comes to half forward, really good ball movement straight through the midst of big Seamus Moose Quinn. Kitching fumbled the football, a bit of sloppy play here, and he grabbed his teammate high. Sorry, his opponent high, and it's a free kick to Will Shannon at half-back for Chiltern, who trails 17-0. 22 played for Jappo Donks, first quarter for Shelving and Storage North East.
You don't want to be grabbing your teammate high, Panda.
No.
That can get quite messy.
It can, and you have to do some explaining after the game,
It's
Gussie.
a real please explain sort of situation. Barnawartha under the pump through the corridor here. Chiltern have plenty of numbers around the ball, just yet to get clean possession. Hemming mops up some crumbs for Chiltern, gets the ball onto Shannon. He missed his fist as he went to handball. That sums up Chiltern's day. Now the umpire's found a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Chiltern. You see what that was for, Gecko?
No, I couldn't pick that up, sorry.
Nonetheless, it's going to be a 50-metre penalty, and Mitch Hemming's going to get marched inside 50. This would have to be Chiltern's best look on goal in the first term.
He's a good kick, Mitch, so certainly back himself in from here. That high tackle before was a little bit higher than what Luke Fraser got grabbed last night, Gussie.
Just a little bit, Scoot. Just a little bit. So here's Mitch Hemming. The breeze looks to be going from right to left. So we need to start this on the right-hand goal post, kicking from 25 metres out to the club room's end. This for Chiltern's first look on a goal, and Hemming has steered it through. Chiltern need their leaders to stand up, and Mitch Hemming says, I'll do that, boys. The Swans are on the board. It's a Bill Tilley goal today, as the Swans go to 1 straight 6. Barney, 2-5-17.
Geez, they had to work hard for that, didn't they, Gus? It was a real scrap, and it was a series of free kicks that got Mitchy Hemming onto the end of that. I'd say we've been critical of Barney a little bit just with some poor kicking, but they've forced Chiltern wide repeatedly out of their back line. So that means they're winning the ball wide. They're having shots from the boundary line and awkward angles. So I think that, I guess, percentage-wise, it's having an impact on how many they're putting through the big sticks as opposed to points.
Gee, they needed that. The game needed that, to be fair. Chiltern to register a score out of the middle through Ben Jones. Brad Hibberson wrapped up Farwell without the footy, and he has had a lot of it in the early stages of this game. Has Jared Farwell, Gecko.
Oh, he's a super player and been a good player for a long time, isn't he?
Wouldn't like to steal his lunchbox.
No.
He'd have me in a heartbeat.
Be a big one.
Mick Williams shovels it back to Hibberson under the pump. Look at the pressure from the Barney Tigers, who forced the turnover in the middle of the ground. Tom Johnson, smart kick out really wide. Finds a teammate here in the late inclusion, Declan Rocco. Kick hits grass. McWilliams slide in here for the Swans. Out wide there is Chesser. Farwell had 3 blokes try and tackle him, and the Swans win it back through Hemming, who dropped the football and then was grabbed without it and won himself a free kick, says umpire Tommy Lockhart, and he can take a little bit of time out of the first quarter here. Not far away from quarter time. 17 plays 6. Barney up for Shelving and Storage North East.
I'll tell you what, Chiltern would be very, very happy if they can squeeze one here, Gecko. But they're going to switch the ball to half-back now.
Yeah, no, this is where Barney are defending them too well. They're closing it down at the source, and they're going to have to go sideways or backwards here to get any sort of progress down the ground.
Hemming was just screaming for players to hit up as the siren sounds here for quarter time, and it was the first term completely and utterly dominated by the Barnawartha Tigers, yet somehow they only find themselves 11 points in front. 2-5-17 to 1 straight 6. The Chiltern Swans will take a break. That's the first term done and dusted for Shelving and Storage North East. The second term on the other side of the break on TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Avita Motorhomes and Caravans, the longest-serving motorhome manufacturer in Australia, are celebrating 60 years since our humble beginnings. And to celebrate, we're introducing new 60th anniversary models with an exclusive 60-month warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing package. Drop in to an Avita dealer or visit avitarv.com.au and experience the RV lifestyle today.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla for a local.
At Ready Group Equipment Sales, we have it all. Stockists of Wackanoisin machinery such as excavators, skid steers and dump trucks, plus JLG scissor lifts and booms. We also have digger and norm engineering attachments to suit any machine, as well as ECH ground engaging tools and cutting edges. On top of that, quality tracks, spare parts and wear parts for all brands. See the range up close at Ready Group Equipment Sales' new showroom, 191 Melbourne Road, Wodonga. Visit rgequipmentsales.com.au.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty. Chanty, Chanty, Chanty. Call 1-800-CHANTY.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Barnawartha Rec Reserve, where the Chiltern Swans are on the road to the Barnawartha Tigers, and the score at quarter time sees Barney in front 2-5-17 to Chiltern. One straight six. Gus McLeod, Panda Escott, Brent Guko, Lillis, Lewis, whatever you want to call him. He's had 25 names today. And Scotty Scooter Fraser, of course, Gecko, the interleague coach and former Yak and Dander coach, joins us as our special comments expert this afternoon. Gecko, talk us through the first term.
Well, it was all Barney and just a little bit of wayward kicking cost them, really. But again, I firmly believe it was the way that they defended Chiltern, and they were forced to have shots from wide in the ground because that's where they were forcing Chiltern to try and exit. So you would imagine they'll tighten that up this quarter, and I would imagine Muddy would have mentioned that at quarter time.
And a credit to the pressure that Barnawartha brought as well. Every single time Chiltern had the ball in their defensive 50, Gecko, they had somebody on their hammer, and Barnawartha forced so many turnovers.
Yeah, forcing them sideways and backwards, weren't they? They were really pressing up on them really hard, and I've just got visions of, Benny Mason looking left and right, but and they just couldn't maintain that possession just due to the ongoing pressure.
Well, cross now boundary side to Scooter Fraser, who's in the middle of the ground. Scoot, what did you see from the coaches at the break?
got to both huddles, boys, and Steve Owen, I think both the coaches have been listening to our broadcast. Actually, Steve Owen's talking about their lack of structure when Barney were going forward. Found that a lot of their backmen were just ball watching as the ball. They were trying to get the ball out. And then Benny Mason was quite vocal about how they're going to move the ball out of Barney's forward line. As I say that, boys, the breeze has actually stiffened up a little bit, but it's going straight across the ground. So
towards the golf course?
Yeah, from you, straight over the top of you guys to the golf course. And Muddy, yeah, very interesting. He was talking about how much chaos ball there was that we'd mentioned earlier about the way Chiltern have been playing it. Said the scoreboard is not their barometer, it's the eye test, and he says we're not looking too far off the real Barney, but if we're a little bit more structured going forward and a little bit straighter heading towards goal, they should be able to turn that score into a few more goals.
Nice work, Scooter boundary side. Thanks to Thaguna Country Club Resort. Free live entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. at the Thaguna Country Club Resort.
Members only $14 meals in the bistro every evening as well, Gussie.
That's such a good deal, I might have two of them.
I think I might have to move out there.
Move out to Thaguna?
Yep,
well,
$14 member deal. Where can you find a $14 meal in 2026, Gecko? You tell me.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Neither could I. Here's Blake Pandarescott, the second term for Thaguna Country Club Resort.
2-5-17 Barney to 1 straight 6 Chiltern. And don't be fooled by the whistles you're hearing from the netball courts. It's got me a few times as Cooper tumbles one inside forward 50 here for the Swans. Good work there by Del Bosco, but Gleeson, smart kick inside forward 50, looking for Hibberson, who's playing deep forward. Trying to keep that footy in was Chad Brooks. And Chiltern force a rare stoppage inside their forward 50, Gecko. Hopefully a little bit of time in forward half for them.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, it's been a nice start for them, that first centre clearance, and hopefully they can get a shot on goal here.
So the young boundary umpire tosses that in beautifully. Good trajectory on that boundary throw-in as Pritchard tries to keep this footy in, and Shannon of the Wayne variety runs that footy over the boundary line, and they'll have another boundary thrown in the exact same places just before, 45 metres around from their goal.
Boys, if you watch here, Josh Spence drags all the forwards up really, really high, and again, they're trying to get a heap of space behind them here, and they'll work really hard back when Barney get their footy, hands on the footy.
Is this a coaching thing or just the way the game's playing out?
I think I would imagine this is a game style, week by week coaching thing, Gus, by the look of this.
In the ruck doing some good work was Harry O'Neill for the Chiltern Swans. He's competing hard, and I'm assuming Mick Williams must be out on the bench or deep in the forward line. He was busy in the opening term.
Free kick here, Gussie.
It's going to go the way of Moose Quint, the big ruckman from Barney, hugs the boundary line, finds its way to Brad Starr for Barnawartha. Overrunning the ball was Wayne Shannon, socketed forward by Barnawartha up towards Harry Kitching, who fumbled but then gathered nicely. On to Whiffen, who kicks Barnawartha inside forward 50. Oh, dropping an absolute soda there was Parker Phelan. He's put Gray under the pump. Gray dispossessed. Spence dribbling and goaling. Bill Tilley goal today. He's kicked his second, and Chiltern squander a big moment there, Gecko.
30 seconds ago, Josh Spence was at centre half back. He'd pushed up that high as their centre half forward, and he's ended up kicking a goal from 20 metres out along the ground. So it's a really structured forward line, and they've got a genuine game plan that's evident from the boundary line.
Muddy did mention that press, boys. I forgot to mention that quarter time. He was very impressed by their press. So, yeah, and you say that Spence has just kicked his second on his right in the one game.
Oh, very well picked up, Scooter. I didn't even notice that.
Us left footers stick together.
Dribbling finish, and gee whiz, Parker Phelan would love that moment again, Gussie.
Yeah, he's going to be spewing once he finds out this game's on the live stream, Scooter.
Around the grounds, boys, Kiwa 5-7-37 to 1 goal. Rutherglen, Kiwa have kicked 4 points in a row to end the first quarter.
Out of the middle once again. Here come the Tigers, and Whiffen is going to pump them deep into attack. 1-on-1 is Jack Chesser. Parker Phelan's got a bit of work to do. This ball is rolling goalward, and Benny Mason takes no chance whatsoever and rushes it through for a minor score for the Chiltern Swans. He plays on straight away. So the score moves to 23-6, favouring Barney as Chiltern pump it out of defence. All flying and impacting that contest was Tommy Johnson. Walker goes inside forward 50 once again for Barney, and Benny Mason sits himself in a dangerous hole and intercepts for Chiltern, he has had a lot of the football. Has Benny Mason, Gecko, but a lot of it's been his own D50.
Yeah, he's working really hard, Benny, really hard here. But he just, again, he's trying his best to set it up. But the boys have been really well defended forward of the footy.
Dion Gleeson just got a nice little ear massage there as he went to mark the ball from the Brad Hibberson kick.
Jumper hold before and then one around the ear, Gussie, and he got up thinking he had a free kick.
Boundary throw in, McWilliams took it from the ruck, got the handball away just in the nick of time, breaking through the contest and kicking as far as he possibly can was Chad Brooks. It's a real family affair today for the Chiltern Swans. The Brooks boys, the
Shannons,
the Hibbersons, the Shannons
make up most of their side, Gussie.
Well, might sum up the community that is Chiltern. It's a real family club down there. They wouldn't want a family of goal kickers. Only got the one so far. 6 plays 24. Chiltern Trail Barney.
The Laguna Country Club Resort. Live entertainment every Friday night from 8 p.m. We were there on the dance floor a couple of nights ago.
So
Moose
was
Quinn,
Huggy.
that he was, onto a teammate there in Will Noonan. A little bit of trouble. Farwell dispossessed and Chiltern force a turnover in a dangerous position. Can they move the footy forward? Hibberson left the football behind. Well done there by Rocco. Farwell goes in and bustles his way and flicks it out wide here to O'Connor. Left foot kick on centre wing. 1-on-1 contest between Starr out there and also Cooper. Starr edges it forward here for the Barney Tigers. Spencer's first there. He wants to keep this footy in. He's already kicked 2 goals. He's tied up against the boundary. Centering kick towards Chester is a beauty. And the mark was even better. He hands this one off to Matty Del Bosco all alone. Top of the goal square. And Barnawartha get their 4th major. They move to 4-6-30. The Chiltern 1 straight 6. We played 5 minutes for Jappo Donks, and that was a little too easy, Gecko.
Yeah, it was. Tell you who I like the look of is Jackson O'Connor, number 50 from Barnawartha, the young red-headed fella. He's just a nicely rounded on baller, so nothing flashy about him, but I can see him working really hard defensively as well as offensively as well, and he's had the ability to finish play, and he was heavily involved in that chain of play as well.
I love the description, Scooter. The young red-headed fella. How good is that from our man Gecko?
Yeah, I'm sure Jock's happy just to be mentioned. I'm pretty sure by memory he played some great footy towards the end of last year, but might have been dropped for the grand final. But finds himself in a good spot today.
Nice special comments there from Guko Lewis.
Guko.
TDFL Live.
Brad, he's had everything today.
He's Farwell. He's getting busy in the middle of the ground. Got the ball onto a teammate in Noonan. Under the pump. Chiltern regain possession. He's Shannon.
Speed.
Dad feeds it on to Brooks. Brooks kicks the half forward for the Chiltern Swans. On the searching lead was Bodie Hibberson. He left it behind. Getting busy now is O'Neill for Chiltern. On hands and knees. Ball's in dispute. Spills out trying to find Hibberson. Now back onto a teammate in O'Neill. Top of the goal square. The Barney backline stand up. Nice work from Lockie Walker. Kicks it as far as he possibly can to grass.
It's all Chiltern out there on the far side. O'Neill grabs the football and he's tackled by little Tommy Johnson. And umpire Matty Hughes, my man, does a lot of work in the engine room. Does Matty Hughes. Loves lifting the weights.
Scooter, do we know how old Wayne Shannon is?
I think he's 39.
We'll ask the timekeepers next to us as Chiltern try to go forward through Hibberson on the far side. His kick was smothered and Brooks picks it up and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And oh, look at that mark out there by the dad, who had one footy in his right hand, a little fella in the other, still managed to mark the footy, Scooter.
That's very clever. He might get a game in the 2s for Chiltern next week.
Did we find out the age of Wayne Shannon?
I just spoke to Tommy Lappin, the president of Chiltern. He's a superstar. He's told me 42 or 43.
42.
I retired at 17. Makes me look like an absolute fool. Back in the middle of the ground. There's a Chiltern player down here, Screw. You've got to keep tabs on that one as the ball spills out to centre wing. Working up the ground is Spence. Dispossessed. Umpire said legally, and it was play on. Now he gets the ball onto Hemming, who kicks as far as he possibly can. But there's Tigers everywhere. Stars there. Oh, whistle. Free kick. It's for an illegal block, I reckon. And it might have been a little bit of friendly fire here. What's going on, Scooter Fraser? Thanks to our good friends at Laguna Country Club Resort.
I didn't see that one, mate, but I was watching. It was Jake Cooper got one in the lower abdomen in that contest.
He didn't get a tap, did he, like we saw last night?
I think it might have been.
So Barney get the ball to centre wing on the golf course side. Called to play on now, Barnawartha up towards half forward. Oh, unrealistic fly there from Mason. Spills out the back of the contest. 40 from Barney goal. Slung in a tackle was Shannon. Picked up by Big Tom Johnson. Kicking to the top of the goal square. Good use of strength. Snapping from the open goal. Kicking a big one is Jack Chesser, who moves to 1-2 and kicks Barney's 5th here on TDFL Live.
The pressure on Chiltern's just relentless, to be honest, and Barney don't look like letting up here. And I think the real big difference between the two sides is the ability to execute and maintain possession. And Barney just look a class above, and structurally and from a skill perspective.
Someone caught one in the back of the head when Benny Mason flew out there on the far side. Scooter Fraser.
Yeah,
you know
mate,
who
Brad
that
Del
was?
Bosco.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Mason, he was, well, I guess you call it an unrealistic attempt. And he's asked Pato, why didn't I get a free kick? But I'll just keep an eye on him because he just keeps holding his hands out as if he might have copped a heavier knock than we think.
Right in the back of the melon, he was. I reckon from Benny Mason's leg. Jones tried to ride the bump from Whiffen, who dived over the football. Jones extracts it out of the contest and kicks to half forward. It's a turnover, though. It's Del Bosco. His intended target was Gleeson. In fact, that's Lockie Walker, who trundles his way through the middle of the Barney Rec Reserve. Kicks up high up and under. Mason floated back, but Tommy Johnson up to the challenge, taking a wonderful mark and kicking inside 50. And floating forward here is Brad Del Bosco, the captain, and he will line up 40 out on a slight angle. Gecko?
Oh, they're a class above today, aren't they? The Barney boys, and you know, I think they compare really well to Yakandanda in the TDFL games I've seen as far as top echelon sides. Just so well structured. It's really impressive to watch.
So his brother Matt kicked one earlier in this quarter. Can he one up his brother? Brad Del Bosco, kick on the way, is hung out to the right. And it's through for 1 point. 5-7, 37 Barney. All the running here in this second quarter for Thaguna Country Club Resort. Chiltern 1 straight 6. We've played 10 minutes. Gus McLeod for Japo Donks.
I was just about to have a look and work out when his last goal was. It was last week. He's normally a traditional backman. Under the pump once again. The Chiltern back 6. Mason retreats. Kick was a bit skew if off the boot. Put Hemming under a fair bit of pressure, but he's up to the task, and his right foot kicks a nice one. It's a Chisler out to half back, and he finds the intended target in O'Neill, who's a big frame, Gecko.
Yeah, he is a big fella, isn't he? You know, hasn't had much of an impact on the game, but as far as body size, yeah, it's a nice starting point.
Finn Gray marks across half back here, golf course side for the Swans, and he's going to dump it long down the line. This is what Barney want. They want the ball as far as they can, but inside forward 50, Chiltern get the ball once again via O'Neill. Not quite on the same page was Bodie Hibberson. Barney have numbers, exiting D50, on its way to O'Connor. Fumbled at the crucial moment. Now the Swans have a chance to regather. They toe poke it inside forward 50. Tracking this one is Bodie Hibberson. Puts his head over the football. Up to the challenge. He's the late inclusion in Rocco, and he's happy to see it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Scooter, we might get an update from you down on the boundary for the Thaguna Country Club Resort.
I will be back in a second, mate.
Rutherglen versus Kiwa. The other game, what's that, about 25 k's from here? Not far at all. Out at Barclay Park. Barney are doing a bit of defending here in this second quarter. We've played about 12 minutes. The ball is camped in front of that light tower, and I have no idea what has happened.
It's a free kick. It's going to be Chiltern's way, Gecko, and I think the ball is going to be
Chad
in
Brooks,
the hands
I reckon.
of Nah, it's Hemming.
Okay.
Good bloke to have it, Gecko.
He won't miss from here, Mitchy boy. Sorry, as soon as I said
Mitch.
that.
He's already kicked their only goal, has Mitch Hemming, and he's tight in the pocket here, lining up for his second.
They're really having to work really hard for every possession, and that one's no different. So, yeah, goal to Mitchy Hemming.
Goal to Mitch Hemming, and just steadies things a little bit for Chiltern. He's kicked their only 2 majors. They moved to 2 straight 12. To Barnawartha 5-7, 37 on Thaguna Country Club Resort scoreboard. We have played 13 minutes for Japo Donk. Scooter.
Kiwa Sandy Creek 6-10-46 lead Rutherglen 1-1. They've kicked 1 goal 3 in the start of the second quarter.
What are you noticing at ground level, Scooter Fraser, as Barney have the margin at 25 points at present?
Yeah, I'd really like to see the Chiltern young blokes stand up and do a little bit more. And look, it's not too much pressure on them, but I really like the look of Harry O'Neill. He's a big young lad. And when he realises his height and his weight, I certainly think that he can be a focal point for the Swans going forward.
That light tower, Gussie, just proving to be a little pain in the you-know-what.
Yeah, the old blind spot here at the Barney Rec Reserve, but we are enjoying a bit of TDFL footy.
That we are.
On a Sunday here on 2AY and the live stream, thanks to Peter Bowen Holmes.
Boys, so Mitch Hemming goes forward here. That brings Chad Brooks into the middle. So if Chiltern can persist with these younger boys, they're going to develop really quickly. Boys like Chad Brooks, Ben Jones heading into the middle like that.
Brooks left it behind. I should say Hibberson did so. Now he's going to regather the footy and get himself a stoppage. So Chiltern just being a little bit fumbly here.
Too high.
Free kick. Oh, it was Matty Hughes, the non-officiating umpire, Gussie.
Okay, well, it's going to be a free kick to the former coach, Brad Hibberson, in the cricket wicket, who plays on now. Searching lead comes over the top of these teammates, Head and O'Neill. Spills out the back now. Barney have numbers. Well done, Walker. On to little Tommy Johnson. Nice tackle from Shannon. Wins himself a free kick for holding the ball in a dangerous spot for the Swans.
Yeah, that's a really good tackle. A team-lifting tackle by the young man, Will Shannon, who's playing out there with his old man. He lowers the eyes, kicks it to the top of the goal square. Flying from behind was Tregello. O'Connor brought the football down here for Barney, and Whiffen a bit of time and space to settle things down at half-back. Kicks a long raking one to a one-on-one at half-forward. Over the head of his intended target, Brodie Scammell. But Chesser comes up and meets the football outside attacking 50. Inboard kick finds Tommy Johnson. There's been a good link-up for the Tigers today. He's inside the centre circle. Kick to half-forward over his intended target, but it might work out all right here for Kitching. Beautiful kick to Chesser, who worked back into inside 50. He was up around the ball before Gecko, and he will line up for his third.
He looks really good there. What a luxury to have a guy like Chesser that can go up into the midfield and then forward as well. But any side in the Tallangatta League is going to have troubles defending or matching up on Chesser, Spence, Tom Johnson.
I think you're right, Panda. If Muddy looks back at that, the press that Chesser did to get back into the forward line was amazing.
He's actually lining up for his second, not his third. He comes in and makes no mistake. And extending the margin back out to 31 points. 6-7, Barnawartha to 2 straight, Chiltern. All that on the Jappo Donks time clock. We've gone 15 minutes.
Gecko, what do you do if you're the Chiltern Swans coaching staff right now? You lead by, so they trail by 31 points, but they've shown some really good glimpses. But Barney are yet to break the game wide open. Chiltern are relatively still in the contest at this stage of the game.
They are, as far as the scoreboard says, but I guess viewing it, it doesn't look that way. Again, for me, I'd be trying to go as defensive as possible and make this as low a scoring game as possible, Gus, and then potentially it becomes a shootout.
I can tell you one thing I'd be doing. I'd be changing the matchup on Jack Chesser. He looks to be a live wire, the former Colcan and Wodonga Bulldogs key forward. In the middle of the ground is Starr. Handballs forward. Well done, Hemming. Put his head over the footy for the Chiltern Swans and then wins himself a clearance. Up the centre half forward. The big barrel inside forward 50. Here's Bodie Hibberson up against Walker. Bodie slides in. Feeds a handball out. Under the pump there was Clark Stanek. Incorrect disposal. Free kick to the Chiltern Swans.
You've got to give Chiltern credit that the intent to create turnover has certainly changed since quarter time. So Harry O'Neill, boys, we've spoken about him a couple of times today. He went into the Ovens of Murray last year and played with Wodonga Raiders. Started to have an impact in the mid part of the year as a half-forward flanker, and then had a pretty ordinary hand injury that put him out for 8 or 9 weeks. So he's found his way back to Chiltern.
So here's O'Neill kicking from 50. And a horrible strike of the Sharon. Gets to the top of the square. Bodie Hibberson. Dump tackle or an incorrect disposal?
Hold the ball.
Holding the ball. Free kick to Barney. Chiltern let a chance go a begging.
Good tackle there by Starr on the last line. His kick was ordinary, and Chad Brooks sweeps on this football for Chiltern. They're trying to hem the football in here, but Walker with calm hands plonks it over the top to Tommy Johnson. And look at that vision in the middle of the cricket wicket. Finds Whiffen all on his own. Teammate runs past him and Jared Farwell. Runs into the middle of the ground, high up and under inside forward 50. Out the back is Scammell. Likewise there, and getting dumped was Josh Spence in a big strong tackle by Benny Mason. They exchange pleasantries, and we have a ball up, 15 out from Barnawartha goal. Good fly there from Seamus Quinn, and there's a whistle, and it's going to be a free kick here.
The ruck raffle.
to? We don't know because the umpire
He's balling it up
okay,
again.
all right. I thought it was a free kick, Scooter. Well picked out.
I think he gave the free kick and realised it wasn't a free kick. So he's
No,
it's a free kick.
we have
changed his
no
mind
idea.
again.
No one knew what was going on.
He's still got hypothermia from last night.
And it's a free kick to Benny Mason after all that in the defensive goal square. He goes short to Mick Williams. 43 plays 12 for Thaguna Country Club Resort. Barney up by 31.
Mick Williams on the left boot. Poor kick. Star dropped an absolute dolly but played on. Got it to Farwell. He's within shooting range. Jazz Farwell goes bang. Bill Tilley goal today. Kicks his first major. And Barnawartha have 7 here on TDFL Live for the Thaguna Country Club Resort.
Boys, when Barnawartha's forwards are pushing up really high and then they create a turnover deep in Chiltern's defence, we've talked about how Barney forwards are working really hard back to goal. Chiltern are lost at sea when that takes place. I'd love to see Chiltern's defenders hold their ground a little bit and allow Barney's forwards to work back up on them and pick them up on the way back, because it's just not working the way they're trying to defend at the moment.
So margin at 37 points here in the second quarter. 19 minutes played for Jappo Donks. Looks good with speed on the ball. There's Jared Farwell, the two-time Barton medalist. And the game's at breaking point here for the Chiltern Swans. Spinning out of traffic was Hibberson. He fires him back inside forward 50, but not to the advantage of his teammate at all. And it's marked by Barnawartha at half-back. Short they go, find Walker. In his own defensive 50. He's been really good today, Lockie Walker. Shoots it out wide for Tom Johnson of the smaller variety. Kick down the far wing. Looks for a teammate there in Scammell, and the ball is out of bounds for a throw. And as we head down to the boundary, to a man who's got a nice tan, Scotty Scooter Fraser.
Sunscreen lathered up, mate, and I'll just give you an update. 24.3 kilometres down the road at Rutherglen.
I wasn't far off by saying 25k. Scooter.
Guy Telford's kicked his 4th, Jacob Barber's kicked his 3rd, and they lead 8-12-60 to Rutherglen 1-1.
Nice kick from Mick Williams. Got it onto Gleeson, and he's got it between centre wing and half forward in front of the, it's a bit of a grandstand with no one in it out there on the golf course side as Gleeson chisels one in ball, but it's a poor kick. The disposal by foot for Chiltern's been their own worst enemy. As Barney break away, they kick the ball up to half forward on a searching lead. Marking is Del Bosco, the captain. Sliding one ball up to Kitching. Head over the footy was good. Well done, Ben Mason for the Chiltern Swans. Needs to force a stoppage. Umpire puts the whistle in mouth and he will ball the footy up right on the edge of the centre square. Gecko.
Yeah, well, they're trying. They're really working hard to try and maintain, gather some momentum, but they're just up against it, Gus.
Barnawartha swing the footy inside forward 50. Big Moose Quinn resting forward. Kitching dizzles and dazzles and gives it back to Moose Quinn on the left foot. Swings it around the corner to a vacant goal square. Benny Mason went the shepherd and almost forgot about the footy. And lucky it rolled through for a minor score. Barnawartha moved to 7-8-50. To Chiltern 2 straight 12. 21 played for Jappo Donks. Second term for the Thaguna Country Club Resort. And a big shout out to McRae Motors. Gussie driving the big LDV ute. 47,990 drive away if you don't mind the LDV ute.
Yeah, and hopefully Harrow's listening, the GM.
I wouldn't mind a new car, Gussie.
Well, I reckon he'd look pretty good in a Terron 9 Origin Auto from the team at McRae Motors. Scoot's got a nice view of the Terron 9. Might be trying to eye it off to get it.
Sitting on the tailgate as we speak.
Of course you are, Scoot. Ball's at centre half back here for the Chiltern Swans. Shannon got it from Mick Williams. He set up on quickly. He might have disposed it illegally, but Tommy Lockhart, the umpire, was blindsided. He now calls for a ball up 50 metres out from Barney goal, where the Tigers lead 50-12 here on TDFL Live, thanks to McRae Motors and the Commercial Club.
Riley Shannon injured.
Yeah, Will Shannon out there just limping away from the contest.
Sorry, was Will.
Winning the clearance is Hemming, kicks to half forward here. Running over the top of the ball was Brad Hibberson. Now it spills out nicely. Pritchard, smothered as he went to kick. Nice pick up from Gleeson. Gleeson fires the ball out to the half forward flank. Taking the mark, I think, is Shannon. No, in fact, it's Cooper. And Cooper's got no one to really kick to because all his half forwards are up the ground. Now he's called to play on, 60 from home, looking to find Gleeson once again. Dropped a dolly, gets around onto the right, Bird couldn't quite dispose of it. Holding the ball, and Chiltern are their own worst enemy this afternoon.
That sums up their day, Gecko.
Oh, it does. That was a little bit hard to watch. And I'd say not what you'd expect from Gleeson.
He dropped the dolly, and Was caught holding the ball, but sometimes you have those moments. The ball is fired out wide from Barnawartha, and Del Bosco sees over the boundary line for a throw-in. So the margin at 38 points at the 23rd minute mark for Jappo Donks here in this second quarter. Laguna Country Club Resort. Members enjoy $14 meals in the bistro every evening. You can become a member for just $7. As Chiltern pump it back inside forward 50. Good climb and good mark from O'Neill. A Bill Tilley mark of the day, and his kick earlier wasn't all that great get-go. Hopefully he can put this one through the big sticks.
No, it's not a strength of his, Harry's. He's probably one of them kids. I'm not quite. He might be 19 or 20. Believe it or not, he does it. He's a jockey.
A jockey.
Yeah,
at that size.
Yes.
Extraordinary. Comes in, kick on the way. He's hooked it for a minor score.
His kicking has never been a strength of his, but a little bit uncanny when it comes to marking and things like that. And if he can work on that part of his game, I think he's going to be all right.
A jockey, there's hope for me yet.
A 50 plays 13. So that's their first minor score of the day, Chiltern. 2-1-13 to 7-8-50. 24 played for Jappo Donks. Barney in cruise control, Gus McLeod.
That they are, and little Tommy Johnson, who's been one of Barney's best, is going to play on from fullback and by about 70 metres with the kick in. Long raking ball finds big Tom Johnson. So Tom Johnson got it to Tom Johnson. Yeah, you heard that right. He got the ball to Farwell in the middle of the ground. And Farwell's been racking up the possessions, the two-time Barton medalist. He's also found the big sticks with a goal. He gets the ball out wide, trying to find Martin. Martin regathers, composure, now kicks inside 50. Spence, oh, well done by Gray. Got it just enough involved there. As Chiltern try and clear defensive lines. Ball sits nicely here for Brooks. He's got the co-coach in Hemming. Handballs inboard to Mick Williams. Mick Williams does what good ruckmen do and this handball the ball. Gets the ball into the hands now of Gray, who kicks long down the line.
Looking for the late inclusion there as Hibberson's kick was partially smothered. It tumbles to half forward. Big Wayne Shannon lays a tackle and spinning out of traffic on two occasions was Whiffen. Kicks to a one-on-one on the point of the defensive square. Goes by hand, Barnawartha, and here's Tommy Johnson providing run and carry. Kicks to half forward. This is really good play here from Barney. Marking just inside attacking 50 is Spence. He passes it off to Seamus Quinn. Brilliant football from Barney, and Big Moose will line up. Slight angle, 45 out.
Fellas, we've talked about the age of Wayne Shannon, who visibly has slowed it up a lot over the years. But Josh Spence, to play the footy he continues to play after the injuries he's had, he'd be early 30s, I'm guessing, but he hasn't slowed up a hell of a lot.
So Big Moose Quinn
loves the goal, Panda.
Might give this everything if he kicks it. Big celebration for Moose. On the way is pretty good. Subdued celebration, but Barnawartha extend the margin out to 43 points. They got 8. 8-8-56 to 2-1-13. 26 played Jappo Donks, third quarter for Laguna Country Club Resort.
What do you notice in ground level, Scooter Fraser?
Well, it was actually before Moose took that mark and kicked the goal, I was actually going to say we'll keep an eye on him because he was flicking his fingers, or it looked like he'd got I originally thought it was a dislocation in a ruck contest on the other side of the ground, but must have just been a bit of a stinger, and he took that one really well.
Boys, Chess has gone into the middle, I think, for his first stint today. So let's see if he can have an impact here.
Well, he's had an impact everywhere else. He's been around on the ground, hasn't he, Gecko? He's a bit of a barometer for Barney. If he's up and firing, so are the Tigers.
Yeah, no, and I said earlier that it's just a luxury to have someone like that you can put at either end of the ground.
And big Tommy Johnson's gone into the ruck. How's that for a look? Now the ball's in the hands of Will Shannon for Chiltern. Gets the ball onto Gray. Kick was smothered off the boot. Star for the Tigers. Handballing over the top. Barney attacked the corridor. Now it's inside 50. Oh, the Big Moose again. Resting forward, the Big Moose is going to have a second shot on goal, Scoot, in the matter of minutes.
And hasn't looked for anyone else. It's goals only, and this is his distance, exactly like the last one.
So Big Moose will have to kick this one all of 48, 49 metres directly in front to the club room's end for back-to-back goals. Here's the Big Moose. He gives it everything he's got, and he's put it through the big sticks. Moose has got a double. Barney have 9, and they're running away here at half-time, Panda.
They certainly are. How about that for the big full forward, Gecko?
What a finish to the quarter for Big Moose. It's so traditionally, I don't think he's a known goal kicker, but yeah, some really nice delivery there. And Barney, you feel are going to kick away from here.
49 points the margin at half-time here on TDFL Live. Stay with us, our half-time show for Bill Tilley, local member for Benambra, on the other side of this. Barney in cruise control. They're up by 49 points. It's TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Avita Motorhomes and Caravans, the longest-serving motorhome manufacturer in Australia, are celebrating 60 years since our humble beginnings. And to celebrate, we're introducing new 60th anniversary models with an exclusive 60-month warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing package. Drop in to an Avita dealer or visit avitarv.com.au and experience the RV lifestyle today.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
At Ready Group Equipment Sales, we have it all. Stockists of Wackanoisin machinery such as excavators, skid steers and dump trucks, plus JLG scissor lifts and booms. We also have digger and norm engineering attachments to suit any machine, as well as ECH ground engaging tools and cutting edges. On top of that, quality tracks, spare parts and wear parts for all brands. See the range up close at Ready Group Equipment Sales' new showroom, 191 Melbourne Road, Wodonga. Visit rgequipmentsales.com.au.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty. Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Z94 2AY.
Welcome back to the Barney Rec Reserve. Half-time for Bill Tilley, your local member for Benambra. And the Barnawartha Tigers have one hand on the Simon Larrissy Shield at half-time. They lead 9-8-62 over Chiltern, 2-1-13. It's been one-way traffic, it's fair to say, in the first half. Blake Penderescott with you. Scotty Scooter Fraser, Brent Gecko Lillis, the interleague winning coach and former Yakandanda coach. And we've sort of sat up here and admired the ball movement of Barnawartha at times, Gecko. They have been in cruise control pretty much since Josh Spence kicked the goal in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah, they have. But Chiltern have tried. It hasn't been all one way. They've tried, but I think that poor kicking of the first quarter kept Chiltern alive a little bit. That's maybe a slight exaggeration, but they've straightened that up and rectified that conversion rate, having 9 goals, 8 on the board now. But you worry a little bit for Chiltern going forward. I think they're only missing a couple of players at the moment. Young blokes like the name of Flynn Burns, Ashton Brooks with osteitis pubis. So there's not a heap to come back, Panda. But Barney, to their credit, they look really good at the moment, Scoot.
They certainly do. You've got Scoot unmanned with his microphone, but it just seems to be breaking down at half-forward, Scooter. I mean, Mitch Hemming is their only goal scorer, and he's one of their smallest players. You know he's a bull in the engine room, but Dion Gleeson dropped the sitter at the top of the goal square. They just can't get anything on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you can tell they've lost a lot of firepower in their forward line. They need another one the size of Dion Gleeson. Like I said earlier, I think Harry O'Neill, if he can stand up, he's had a couple of shots at goal. That's just where they're falling down across that half-forward line. But it's also because of the structure of the Tigers as well. Dale Bosco, Withers, Walker, they're just fantastic across there. And the main thing is if Chiltern can break some lines and get it in another way, maybe around through the pockets, they might get a few more shots.
Barney's firepower has just been a little bit too much for Chiltern's defence to handle as well. Jack Chesser, we know how good he is in this competition, Gecko, and Joshy Spence, they've got 4 between them. Tom Johnson could have had a couple. I mean, he's getting up the ground a fair bit, isn't he, Scooter, and providing that link up. So they just got so many options going forward, don't they?
Yeah, his work rate of Jack Chesser, it's just unbelievable. Pigeonholed over the years as a forward, with the Bulldogs and then at Colcan, and he's come here and come back here, and Muddy's just turned him into a running midfielder forward, and that effort out here, right on the wing where he handballed off, went in the centre, and then the next kick was basically straight down his throat, which is just tremendous effort and exactly what Muddy had loved to see on the replay.
2 things that have stood out to me with Barney. Obviously, we've seen them the last couple of years be really well drilled. The way that their forwards push up, and I'm sounding repetitive, but the way their forwards push up really high, then work back on goal as they transition forward. And then the second thing is the class of little Tommy Johnson. He's a standout. He has that footy IQ and the ability to make really good decisions, but to execute as well. Like we've seen him hit a target after having half a dozen bounces in the first quarter. He would have been cooked, but the ability to hit up a target after a play like that, really impressive.
And we spoke pre-game too as well, Scooter, that the Chiltern engine room is going to have to carry a fair bit of the burden today, but they can't get their hands on it in the middle as well. It's wins to Whiffen, Farwell, Big Moose Quinn is getting him first use, and he's kicked a couple of goals forward, so the engine room's right on top for Barney.
Yeah, I think we haven't seen enough of Brad Hibberson and probably Chad Brooks. I think if they can get a bit more of the ball in the middle there and get some clear forward thrusts, then there might be a chance of getting a score.
Well, there hasn't been any method going forward, Scoot, neither. I've got visions of Mitch and Chad Brooks just thumping the ball forward without too much thought or execution behind it. So, and maybe that's got a little bit to do with Barnawartha's pressure on the Chiltern players. They're not getting much time to make any concise decisions.
Yeah, and I think that's happening all across the ground. You see when Benny Mason gets it deep in the back line, the options there, they're just swamped by Tigers, and it's that structure that they've got going. And when Chiltern scored that 1 point, I had a look at the setup. It was 4 across the deep forward, and then 3 and then 5 across the half back line. So they do really press up, and the Barney boys press up and then can get that run over the back, and we see that quite a few of their forward inside 50s have actually gone to space and run on, and Spence ended up on the end of 2 of those.
We have the pleasure of sitting pretty much next to the Barnawartha rooms, and we can hear Muddy right now addressing the players. And one thing I've noticed as well is their pressure. Every single time Chiltern have had the ball, Scooter, they haven't had a second to think.
Yeah, that's right. And I think after quarter time, when I said that, Muddy said, the scoreboard isn't our barometer, it's our eye test of how we see ourselves. They were 2-5 at quarter time, so they've kicked 7 goals, 3 in a quarter of footy, and that is what Muddy would want to see. And how they got those 7 goals is the structure that Muddy works on, that even if it's just 10 shots at goal, if we're having 10 shots at goal, that means our structure's right and we're getting it forward. So if the scoreboard now, I'm sure that they will get more goals than points by the end of the third quarter and possibly run away with a pretty big score.
Panda, Scooter, here we are at round 4 where you get to have a good look at the league and who are the good teams and who's struggling a little bit. Clearly, Barnawartha sit in that bracket up the top. Who else looks like competing with Barnawartha going forward?
Is it a 3-horse race? Is it Scooter with Barney, Kiwa and Yak?
Look, at this stage, injuries to some of Tallanga's better players or guys that can really give them some forward thrusts. Rutherglen obviously again seem to have been hampered by some injuries. Thaguna, on their day, I think if DMAC can get that bunch of young blokes, they're going pretty good. They only faltered that one game, but look, I think, and I'm still having a look at Yak for 3 out of the 4 games. I still think Barnawartha, like today, the way they're running the ball, Yak will need to be on their toes. So we might look at 2 grand finalists from last year with a little bit of daylight to possibly Yak, and then we'll just see how the others go. But very early in the year that it's looking a little bit like a 2-horse race, and maybe a third we just chuck in.
Goal scorers, sorry Gecko, just repeating the goal scorers. So Jack Chesser with 2 goals, Josh Spence with 2 goals, 2 goals to Big Moose Quinn. The last 2 goals as Gus McLeod has just dropped a bucket of chips. He did all the hard work, carrying him up the stairs, and he has dropped a bucket of chips as he went to sit down, Gecko. So that sums up his day. And then 2 goals to Mitchy Hemming for Chiltern.
Well, that's what happens when you're carrying 5 buckets of chips. At some stage, you're going to drop one of them.
He's not happy.
No, he's not.
Stormed out of the commentary box. He's gone.
Harry O'Neill's sort of been a little bit of a lone soldier up there as far as a target goes. What Harry hasn't had the ability to do is finish, but. Scooter, we've talked about the likes of Yak, Barney, Kiwa as the top teams. Chiltern obviously will be down that bottom half of the ladder. But what I do like is that you can tell from afar that they are working hard to try and get some of their younger talent back and some kids that have gone into town to have a bit of a crack. We've mentioned, Jacob Murphy today. Ashton Brooks and Chad Brooks have both come back from stints at Wodonga. Flynn Burns from Corowa. So I think that's the way to go going forward, because they've depended for a long time on the likes of Mark Doolan, who have finally retired, but they're going to work hard to try and turn it around.
Yeah, look, dare I enter that territory of maybe they topped up a bit too much with some older players over the last couple of years. Look, they got 2 premierships out of 4 really good seasons. But like I said, I think there's none of those younger blokes for Chiltern today so far that could hang their head. There's endeavour and their will to win. They've Riley Shannon's played 3 great games in the reserve, so he'll be pushing to finish out this game with a good second half. I think hopefully if Chiltern can get the first couple of goals of the third quarter, we might see a little bit of a change in their attitude, and if they can get a few more goals, well, they might be in it at 3/4 time.
Do we have a score at the Rutherglen Kiwa game, Scooter Fraser?
We do, mate. It's not looking good for the Cats. They trail Kiwa Sandy Creek 12-12, 84 to 1-8. Now, Jacob Barber has 5 goals at half time. Guy Telford has 4 goals, and Lockie Crothers 2, and Jack Hogan kicked one on the siren to have the Hawks 84 to 8.
So a couple of blowouts on the way by the looks of things, potentially Gecko.
Yeah, I think so. I think a key word, definitely you'd have to have them right at the top as the ones to chase again. And, when you're getting a spread of goal kickers like that, Jake Barber, probably not known for his goal kicking as far as how he goes about things, but good to see him getting on the end of a few.
5.5, if you don't mind, for Jacob Barber.
6 of those 12 points have been rushed. So they've actually had 18 shots at goal.
Yeah, could be a bit of a blowout there. We might take a break here on TDFL Live. Half time for Bill Tilley, your local member for Banambra. The second half on the other side of this is Barney run out on the ground. They lead 9-8-62 to Chiltern, 2-1-13. It's TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
McRae.
Oh, we're clear.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Avita Motorhomes and Caravans, the longest-serving motorhome manufacturer in Australia, are celebrating 60 years since our humble beginnings. And to celebrate, we're introducing new 60th anniversary models with an exclusive 60-month warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing package. Drop in to an Avita dealer or visit avitarv.com.au and experience the RV lifestyle today.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
At Ready Group Equipment Sales, we have it all. Stockists of Wackanoisin machinery such as excavators, skid steers and dump trucks, plus JLG scissor lifts and booms. We also have digger and norm engineering attachments to suit any machine, as well as ECH ground engaging tools and cutting edges. On top of that, quality tracks, spare parts and wear parts for all brands. See the range up close at Ready Group Equipment Sales' new showroom, 191 Melbourne Road, Wodonga. Visit rgequipmentsales.com.au.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
TDFL live here at Chiltern as the sun's starting to set, Panda, and this could wreak havoc in the commentary box for us this afternoon.
Absolutely. The sun sets in the west, and we are going to be looking straight into this bad boy.
Yep.
I like a bit of sunshine, Gus.
Well, we thought it was hot here earlier, Gecko. I reckon it's going to get even hotter as the day goes on.
Scooter's made his way over to the southern end of the ground, so he's a little bit smarter than what we've given him credit for. So he's well and truly covered by the elements.
Have we got you there, Scoot? Where are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm actually right. I'm sitting on the bench of the Barnawartha Tigers with Adam Mudra up above me. And the breeze has absolutely stopped, boys. There's nothing out there at all at the moment.
You are sitting over there beautifully at the moment there, Scooter. I'm glad we got you over there, mate. You can have a bit of action down there amongst the benches in the second half.
Looking for a magnet. Actually, there's a magnet board here. I might...
Yeah, tell us what a few of the changes are, Scoot.
We've got Rocco, Scammell, O'Connor, Trujillo, Kitching, Martin, Stanek, Spence, Noonan. Yeah, not much of a change at all.
We don't know where any of those players are playing, but...
That's from the back line.
From the backs, yeah, right. Very good, very good.
We promise we won't tell all your secrets, Muddy.
So the ball, well and truly, Gecko, is in Chiltern's court. They just simply must respond now. There's no other way to sugarcoat this.
Yeah, you just want effort from the Chiltern boys right now, I think. And we've seen little bits and pieces of it that quarter. So, yeah, let's hopefully... hope it looks like Benny Mason... Oh, no, I thought he might have been heading into the middle, but he's going to head further down and down to the defensive end of the ground. But, yeah, just that effort, compete, that's what we want to see, Gus.
Panda, you're our weather expert. Would this cricket run the correct way, or...
I'm not
considering
sure.
the way the sun's setting?
No, yes, it would. You don't want the sun bang smack in the middle of your eyes setting at the moment.
Right,
so
okay.
it does run the right way.
Right, very good. So the third term about to get underway thanks to Albury Wodonga MG. There's $6,000 cash back on the MG HS Super Hybrid. And on the special right now, go and see Mimo and the team at Albury Wodonga MG.
Geez, we have a bit of a bag of licorice all sorts out there, fellas, with the umpire fraternity. You've got Paddo, you've got Tommy Lockhart, that's 6'3", and then did we
Matty
refer
Hughes.
Matty Hughes, the Iron Man?
The Iron Man.
Yeah.
He lifts a fair few heavyweights as my man Matty in the world, Jim.
Looks like he needs a few more.
Albury Wodonga MG and the financial year sale on now. Get in to see Mimo and the group. And here is Gus McLeod from McRae Motors and the Commercial Club Albury Music Trivia Tuesday, May 7.
Up goes the Sharon in the middle of the ground, and Big Moose won it down for Barney. Spills out towards the end of the centre square, and Chiltern get the ball inside 50 shallow via Brooks. Bodie Hibberson in pursuit here, tracking this one against Trujillo. Spills nicely now for Trujillo, and he throws it on the right boot, long, high, up and under, right in front of Scooter Fraser, and it spills out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
Boys, you can get a good glimpse here. Sorry, Panda. You can get a good glimpse here of how high Barnawartha's forwards are pushing up. So Jack Chesser's coming right up, and they'll work really hard back on transition.
Getting two hands, so that was Harry O'Neill. Wasn't able to mark for Chiltern. Swung around on a big tackle. We might really quickly go to Scoot. You were just about to say on the bench you almost got a touch?
Yeah, could have nearly marked it, but little fella took the mark just over the boundary out in the full.
Quinn and Mick Williams do battle in the ruck. Going in there was Ben Jones. Plays boring in here for the Sharon. Walker onto Del Bosco, and they exit the stoppage. Kitching links up by hand here to Starr. Right foot kick down the line is all been dropped by Mason, who worked his way to the front and then dropped an easy mark. Going back there was Murphy in a 1-2 and fumbling it over the boundary line in front of the Chiltern bench for a throw in. And Joshy Spence, that was pretty soft. He gave away a free kick for a high. He just went up to Murphy and said, mate, you fumble that over the line, and gave away a free kick to Chiltern on centre wing.
Gecko, I reckon Dion Gleeson's gone to centre half back now in a move for the Swans. We'll get you to keep tabs on that as the ball's turned over. It's a free kick against Shannon. It's going to go the way of Barney. Inboard, Farwell marks on the edge of the centre square for the Barnawartha Tigers and switches out to the netball court side. He finds Andre Clark-Stanek. who takes a bounce and kicks Barney up to half forward. Searching on the lead, tracking it is Connor Whiffen. Paddles it to his own advantage, but well done by Gray. Come off his line to intercept his handball. Put his team under a fair bit of pressure. Vandermeer's gone, holding the ball. Free kick to Barney on the half-forward flank. It's going to be in the hands of big Matt Del Bosco. No, in fact, it's Brad Del Bosco.
That it is.
Which is who Dion Gleeson is picking up, Gus, so you're 100% right.
Sun's starting to set here, and we are going to get nice and hot here in the sweat box. Gus does not handle heat very well as Chesser marks on a searching lead. A good kick from Brad Del Bosco, and Chesser, Gecko, will line up for his third, probably 6-7 metres in for the boundary.
Well balanced footballer, isn't he? Just looks like an athlete. I think he looks a lot fitter than what he did this time last year, but hasn't looked like missing every time he's had a shot.
He has kicked 2 too, Gecko.
Well, he has missed a couple.
Sorry to sell you up the river there, Gecko. I had to.
Yeah.
Jackie Chesser on the way, makes no mistake that time. He says, thank you, Gecko. Straight through the big sticks, that's his third. And Barney get the first goal of the third quarter for McRae Motors and the Commercial Club and extends the margin. Scooter out to 55 points.
Yeah, that separation that Chesser got there just gave him 5 metres and took an easy chest mark and went back and slotted it straight through.
What are you hearing at ground level, Scoot?
It's very quiet on the Chiltern bench. There's a few rotations, but yeah, not a lot of vocal things happening there. Yet Muddy is still yelling out the window of the coach's box and getting his troops lined up where they need to be.
Well, he gave him a rev, boys, didn't he? At half time.
You could hear it, couldn't you, Gus? A real rev. It'd be interesting to know what the focus was there. Scoot, who supports Muddy over there?
I'll get back to you on that.
It could just be a one-man band. Adam Mudra. FC.
Gordy Anderson's up there, boys.
Very good. Here's Hemming for Chiltern, been their best today. Gets it inside 50, and it rebounds back out straight away. The Chiltern forward line just aren't doing enough. Here's an opportunity now for Martin. Brings the ball back in board for Barnawartha. Now it's in dispute. Hemming left it behind, goes back in for Chiltern. He's gang tackled. Umpire blows his whistle. Will ball the football up here in the third term for Albury-Wodonga MG. We've got a Brett Gecko Lillis.
The way the difference between the two forward lines and how they set up, there's just not a lot of structure to what Chiltern do forward of the footy, and Barney's backline are really dictating what happens there.
Big Moose Quinn, who ended the second quarter like a house on fire. He did not want half time to come. His kick to Del Bosco has been chopped off by Dion Gleeson, who's given away a free kick for in the back, Scoot.
Yeah, hands fair in the back before he took the mark.
And he has been moved to centre half back as Dion Gleeson, the boy from Kingupna. And Brad Del Bosco, the skipper, has kicked one solitary behind for the day. He's going to load up from 50, makes pretty good purchase on it, and kicks a Bill Tilly goal today. That's his second, is it? His second goal, Brad Del Bosco.
Oh, sorry, I've stitched you up. His brother kicked one.
You've stitched me right up. That's his first goal, but it's a beauty. Straight through the big sticks from 50 and extends that margin out to 61 points.
So they've tried to change a couple of things up. Chiltern have here, so they've got young Chad Brooks into the middle, and Del Bosco's gone. Gleeson's gone back onto Del Bosco to try and steady the ship, but hasn't had much of an impact on the game to this point, or the quarter to this point. Let's see how it plays out.
What a luxury to have Del Bosco ×2. He's a leader and a big game player for the Barney Tigers, and now he's going forward and kicking goals. In the middle of the ground, it's Farwell for Barnawartha. Feeds it out now to little Tommy Johnson, who's been a live wire. Kicks with the shallow entry. Mason's there for the Swans. He stands up. Sees the ball out of bounds for a boundary throw-in on the forward 50-metre boundary line, and we'll get the ball back into play via the men in green. We'll go to Scooter Fraser thanks to Albury-Wodonga MG.
Down the road at Barclay Park, boys, Cooper Daly's joined the party for Kiwa Sandy Creek. They lead 13-13, 91 to 128.
They'll be hard to catch in 2026. Here's Hiverson, Brad. Not Brad's best kick, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Barney on centre wing. The Tigers lead 11-8, 74 to Chiltern. 2-1-13 here for the McRae Motors and the Commercial Club, Albury.
Get into the music trivia Tuesday, May 7 down the Commercial Club, and the $50,000 cash draw May 23.
No point going to that, Panda. I've already won it.
No, that's it, correct. We might just go to Gecko. You were about to say something. The ball
Tommy Johnson's got the
slow
footy
to come
here.
back in.
Tommy Johnson's got the footy here, about to kick it back in. Surprisingly, Chiltern haven't done much about Tommy today. He's just been able to get footy as he pleases. You would have thought they'd tighten up on him across half-back.
Gets around his man on the mark and goes long to half forward, or two Barney boys absolutely cream each other, flying for the same mark. Spence and Johnson. And we have a ball up out there on the far side. Pretty good crowd in today, Scooter, I would have thought.
Yeah, very, very good crowd. There's still quite a few over at the netball, but a great day for the Anzac Day weekend, and hats off to all the clubs that have hosted games.
Spence brought down in a Brad Hibbison tackle. They pile on him in front of the cricket nets out there on the far side. And we have another ball up 20 metres around from Barney Goal, who have kicked the only 2 goals in this third quarter to lead by 61 points, 74-13 for Albury-Wodonga MG.
Goals to Chesser and Brad Del Bosco for Barney after the main break. Ball's in dispute now. Nice pick up from Ben Jones off half back. The handball was too hot for Mason. Now Barney arrive in numbers. Jones trying to get it once again for Chiltern. I thought there was a free kick there.
Is.
No, there is. It's a free kick by Tommy Lockhart, the umpire. It's going Chiltern's way.
That should be 50 then.
Do you know what for, Scooter Fraser?
Too high on Ben Jones, mate.
Oh, well spotted, Scoot, boundary side. Thanks to Bill Tilley. As the ball comes towards McWilliams, who I think's been pretty good in the ruck today. He's competed hard.
Giving up a fair bit of size, Gussie.
On the big moose. I think he's a bouncer by trade, so he'd know how to throw his weight around Big Mika. Turnover now. Ball's in the hands of Walker, who chisels in a short one, finds Moose Quinn. Handballing over the top. Farwell centres the ball nicely into the hands of Trujillo, who kicks inside 50 for Barney. Spence keeps it alive, then just fumbles it out of bounds for a boundary throw in right in front of the cricket nets here at Barnawartha. It's TDFL Live for the Commercial Club Albury and McRae Motors. Make sure you go and see the team at McRae Motors and check out the LDV Terron 9 Origin Auto, which our man Logan Cartwright's filming from the back of this afternoon, Panda.
That's if you get it home safely, Gussie. You are behind the wheel. Mason on to Hibbison. A dangerous switch across goals. Asked a lot of Dion Gleeson, who was up to the task. Takes an ice mark deep in the back pocket. The kick from Gleeson hit the deck. Hibbison has to shovel it back to Cooper. Not a great kick out of defence here from Chiltern, and they turn it over at half-back. Whiffen, good hands, on to Brad Del Bosco. Kicked the last goal of the game. Swings it back to the top of the goal square. Out the back, Spence can take his time and kick his third goal that on the right foot. No. You can hear the groans and laughs from Scooter Fraser. He missed, and it's through for a minor score. 11-9-75 to 2-1-13. Margin out to 62 points, Gecko.
Evidently that Chiltern were trying to manufacture something early, having Dion Gleeson up forward. He looks a lot more comfortable behind the footy, doesn't he?
I suppose that's where he's played his best footy for the Swans since joining the club from Congupna. He was a forward over in the Murray League at Chiltern, made him a defender, and his intercept marking is normally a strength we see at Sandy Creek, and I think that's what Steve Owen and co are trying to do for the Chiltern Swans now. They kick up towards grass. Having a crack is Hemming. Now tracking this ball is Cooper, who looks to be a little bit proppy after coming off in the first term injured. He's back in the middle of the ground. He's set upon by a big tackle. Umpire calls for it and will ball the football up. Smack bang in the middle of the centre square here. Barney been doing all the attacking here in the second half. Up goes the Sharon, McWilliams and Moose Quinn. 50-50 ball out of the contest. Hibbison toe pokes it forward for the Swans. Tracking it nicely is the late inclusion in Rocco. Gets the ball behind the centre play. On to little Tommy Johnson. Retreats via hand to Pritchard. Pritchard finds the right boot and he finds a target. Mark has been taken by Martin, who kicks down the line for Barnawartha. Spills out the back and the ball's in dispute.
Kitching left the football behind, but Stars on this. They got the overlap run here. They can go to Farwell if they want. Good hand pass onto Tommy Johnson, who goes inboard by hand to Farwell eventually. Dummies around one. Flying snap on goal for his second is a point. That was a little too easy. Good overlap run from Barney, who are continuing to run on top of the ground here at the Barney Rec Reserve. 11-10 plays 2-1. 11 minutes gone for Jappo Donks. Scooter Fraser, what are you noticing out there on the far side in between the two benches?
Connor Whiffen's just limped to the bench, boys. Josh Spence back on. We'll keep an eye on Whiffen. It's his left leg.
So ball must have gone well and truly into the golf course, Gecko, because Dion Gleason's waiting for it to come back.
You played golf here before, Gecko?
Never. Don't play golf anywhere,
Right.
Panda, to be honest.
You try, or you just suck altogether?
Suck.
Tell him, Gecko.
I think we'd make a pretty good Ambrose team then.
I reckon we'd be atrocious.
Escott, Fraser, Guko, and McLeod. How many nicknames do you reckon we've had for Brent Lewis this afternoon, boys? I reckon we're up to 7 or 8.
There's a few more to come too, Gussie.
Brad Lewis.
I'm used to it.
Shannon down the line for the Swans.
Brad Guko Lewis.
Bodie Hibberson taken across the chalk boundary thrown. Right in front of you, Scooter Fraser. What's Muddy and Co. barking orders for Barnawartha Tigers?
Geez, their interchange is hot. The star goes back on. They're just very vocal.
And so they should be, because they're up by 62 points or 3 points and in cruise control here at the Barney Rec Reserve as Hibberson got caught high. He slipped over and Jackson O'Connor just got him a little high.
Bit stiff for mine.
Very stiff. They go inside 50 with a rare entry. Working to the front there was O'Neill. Did all the hard work and left the football behind. Chad Brooks does well. On to O'Neill. Careful kick looking for Cooper. Oh, he's plucked it. Great mark there by Jake Cooper. And he will line up 30 out here on a tightish angle. Gecko, bit of good play there from Chiltern.
Yeah, really good play. I think that half accidentally fell into Cooper's hands, but he's going to try and make the most of his opportunity here. Scoot, when you say it's vocal over there, mate, are you hearing the Barney players almost coach each other?
Yeah, the guys on the bench and Muddy and Gordy Anderson from up the top there just seems to be very vocal about where to be and when to run.
Cooper's shot on goal is a minus score. And Chiltern, fourth opportunity to hit the scoreboard for the day, is a point. 2-2-14 to 11-10-76. 13 gone for Jappo Donks. That's all on the Albury-Wodonga MG scoreboard. The ZS vibe from just 22,990 drive away. I'd love to see you on one of those vibes, Gussie.
No, mate, not for me. They don't give me those sort of weapons. Here's Hemming. Missing. Hit the post, I think. Hit the post. Mitch Hemming has clearly been Chiltern's best player today, pouncing on that opportunity, Gecko. And he's standing up, playing a coach's game.
Yeah, he is. He's trying his best. A rare error by Barney in their defensive 50. We haven't seen that today.
Kick-in duties from Barney. That time Tommy Johnson hits up a teammate and Andre Clark-Stanek. Where's he from? Gecko or Scooter? Where's that last name originate from?
I can't help you, Panda.
Scooter?
I'm going to hazard a guess. It might be Polish, but he's a Barney boy.
There you go. I like it. The hyphen. Kitching on to Seamus Quinn. And they work the ball up to half forward. Spence finds that trusty left foot, kicks to a genuine one-on-one in the middle of the ground. Started really well up against Murphy. Inside forward 50 on the tit of Chesser. Too easy. Great play from Barnawartha. And Chesser will line up for his fourth directly in front.
Oh, they're well and truly on top. And I'm not going to talk about how nice of a kick young Jack Chesser is, because I'll moz him here and I'll try and allow him to get away with it. Tommy Johnson just calls the back line in together here, and they're just having a quick chat about general play and what's working and what's not. Just a sign of a well-structured side.
Jack Chesser has been the most powerful forward on the ground today. Comes in, makes no mistake, and he's got 4. And extends that margin out to 67 points now. 12-10-82 to 2-3-15. It's going to be a big win to Barney in round 4 over their arch rivals.
The heads have dropped, really, of Chiltern. I'm looking at Wayne Shannon make his way back to the half-forward flank here, who at times has tried to run with Tom Johnson, and it's just not working. But I've just had a look. It's Wayne Shannon's 195th game today.
Wow. 195th.
Yeah.
82 plays 15 here on TDFL Live. Barnawartha well and truly in control. And I think we're just waiting for the Sharon to come back. Scooter Fraser.
While we're waiting up at Barclay Park, the score is 18-14, 122 to 1 goal, 2-8. And Guy Telford has kicked 7 and Jacob Barber 6.
It's getting ugly there and here, Gussie.
Certainly is. That's what these best sides in the TDFL are capable of doing. They're capable of a bit of an onslaught, and whilst the margin was only 11 points at the first break, Barney have been the best team since about the 5th minute mark of the opening term. We've got a free kick for a ruck infringement, and it's going to go the way of Michael McWilliams for the Chiltern Swans. And I don't think that big Tommy Johnson was overly impressed by it, considering it's going to go towards Brad Hibberson now, who's called to play on, now gets it at McWilliams, and he just pumps it inside 50 This is what the Barney back six want. Pritchard was a bit late to get there. Now it sits for Del Bosco. Walker, in fact, on the ball towards Farwell. Free kick for a push, and it's going to go the way of Connor Whiffen, who actually marked the ball, so didn't impact the decision. That 50. Should be 50 here.
Yeah, it is.
Whiffen came straight onto the ground, boys, after a bit of the cold spray on his left calf and ran straight to that point where he took the mark.
So Whiffen has marched to about top of the 50, kicks it into the pocket. Beautiful precision kick to Josh Spence, who could come in and bowl an off-spinner if he likes. He's that far in front of the cricket nets, perked right up against it. He'll kick tight up against the boundary. He passes it off to big Seamus Moose Quinn, also in front of the cricket nets, and now another 50.
50.
Not sure what for. So it's falling apart here for Chiltern.
Boys, that dump kick by Micah McWilliams, that's cost them today so many times, just in panic or inability to think their way out of a situation. They've just forced the footy forward like that.
And Moose Quinn makes no mistake. 3 goals, the big Moose, and extends that margin now out to 73 points, 88 to 15. 17 played for Jappo Donks. If you're a coach, if you're Steve Owens and you're Mitch Hemming, Gecko, how are you going to get something out of the rest of this game?
You try and identify some small wins, Panda, so whether that be to, identify a score line that you want to keep Barnawartha to, or whether it be winning centre clearances or increased tackle count, you want to identify score wins. You've got to small wins. You've got to take your mind away from the scoreboard, because the reality is they're not going to turn it around from here.
I think just some more simple things too. Brad Hibberson handballing the ball to Michael McWilliams in the middle of the ground. They just got to find a way to get the better ball users with ball in hand and making some better decisions. I know it's breaking down for them across half forward regularly, but Chiltern have got an opportunity now to try and make amends. McWilliams gets it onto Hibberson, and he finds a handballing target. Brooks kicks it inside 50. Not the best kick. Well done by Clark Static. The ball was the back of the contest. Handballing forward was little Tom Johnson onto big Tom Johnson. And now Chiltern get it inside 50 with a grubber. Weber, not his best kick. Head over the football was Riley Shannon. Now having a crack is Finn Gray. Out of bounds for a boundary throw-in, Gecko.
Yeah, just the sort of scrappiness to Chiltern's game style continues here, Panda. Again, the intense there, but just lack that skill.
Boundary throw-in. Big Tom Johnson and McWilliams in the ruck. Spills down nicely. Clark Stanek left it behind. Hemming slapped it forward, but Farwell was there. Mops up the crumbs and taken out of bounds by a big, strong Brooks tackle was Connor Whiffen, and it's a boundary throw-in right in front of our camera position here on TDFL Live.
Mitch Hemming's been a lone soldier here, hasn't he?
Martin on him at this stoppage. Tommy Johnson intercepted by Hemming, who takes the flying ping at the sticks from 48. O'Neill has 3 Barnawartha Tigers to beat. He eventually forces a stoppage in front of the scoreboard here, which reads 13-10-88. Chiltern 2-3-15, 19 gone for Jappo Donks. That sort of just sums up their forward structure though, Gecko, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, again, just the inexperience of Barnawartha's Chiltern's smaller forwards to push up to that contest, just not necessary. And it left Harry O'Neill on his own.
Chad Brooks swung around in a tackle, and Tommy Lockhart says, give it to me, we'll have a ball up.
Big fan of TDFL Live, Tommy Lockhart.
Yeah, loves it, does he?
Loves tuning in.
Goes to school with my son, Jed. He organises everything at school, Tommy Lockhart.
Yeah, right.
He's a very good young man as the ball's turned over here, Panda for Chiltern.
How old's Tommy Lockhart, Gussie? Is Gecko?
Tommy Lockhart would be 17. He's.
You're kidding me?
No.
Wow. Inside forward 50, Chiltern go. Oh, good mark by O'Neill. Good strong hands, which he's shown on a couple of occasions today he has, but this is the part of the game that's let him down.
The jockey.
The biggest jockey on earth, which I just find extraordinary.
He'd probably need a bit of a climb.
55 out. Slide angle that take a seriously good effort from Harry O'Neill. Kick on the way, looks pretty good. He puts it through the big sticks. And Harry O'Neill gets Chiltern's third and something to cheer about. They move to 3-3. 21, 13-10, 88 on the Albury-Wodonga MG scoreboard. How about that, Scoot? A nice finish from young Harry.
Yeah, we've said all day he's had the ability, so just for him to kick that goal, hopefully gives him a little bit more confidence and get on the end of another couple.
I just need to clarify the jockey piece,
Oh,
boys.
we're rolling with it, Gecko.
No,
When you say something, we go with it.
I'm not backing it. He's a jockey, but he is a jockey in the form of a jockey that sits on a trailer. I don't know what you call them ones.
Harness.
Harness racing.
Yeah. So,
Right.
The cheats on seats.
yeah.
I thought of that straight away and refrained.
Yeah.
The cheats on
The
seats.
cheats on seats.
And a big shout out to all our harness racing fans tuning in this afternoon. Chiltern break a run of 8 Barnawartha goals, but Barney going to look to respond. If I can see who's having a shot, it might be Chesser. It's a minus score going the way of the Barnawartha Tigers.
Is that still a jockey?
Yeah,
Be a
I would
driver.
say so.
I'm
Called
pretty
a
sure they're
driver.
called drivers.
A
Yeah.
driver, there you go.
Okay, sorry. Well, I stand to be corrected.
Or as Gus likes to say, the cheats on seats, eh? Deary, deary me. Across half-back, Jones goes inboard to Brad Hibberson, who gives it off in front of this light tower where we can't see. Goes back and gets his footy onto Chad Brooks. His kick smothered by Connor Whiffen, and the pressure has not faltered from the opening bounce from Barnawartha. And they have a boundary throw in. 2 kicks from home from Barney's goal, who have kicked 4 goals to 1 in this third quarter. The margin was 49 points at half-time. It's now at 67 points at the 22nd minute mark here for Jappo Donks. A free kick going to go the way of Moose Quinn against
Tom Johnson.
Tom Johnson, you're right. One wears 15, one wears 25. Tommy Johnson loads up. Spence caught a couple deep, worked his way to the front beautifully, and he will line up for his third goal of the day. Slight angle, Gecko.
Does it feels like it should be more than an 11-goal
Yep.
game right
Does,
now.
yep.
And even, it's not due to poor kicking or anything like that, really. But it does feel like Barnawartha have been a lot more dominant than this.
It does also feel like it's late in the final term. We've still got a quarter to go here, Jen, so Chiltern are going to have to really get their backsides into gear.
So Joshy Spence, slide angle, provided a good target all day for Barnawartha. Left foot kick on the way. He needed to kick it on his right because 2 of his goals have come from his right foot today. And that's out of bounds on the full and does not register a score, Scooter. He should get back on that right.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty ugly off the foot, and that's where it stayed.
I've never seen Josh Spence kick the ball that poorly before, Scoot. How uncharacteristic was that?
He's done a bit of running in the last 5 minutes, so he might be a bit tired.
Chiltern have the footy in the hands of Gray. This is Jack, and he's got it across half back for the Chiltern Swans. Well, his handball was almost a fresh airy. Barney regains some possession of the football. Shots coming on goal from Kitching. And he steers it through for the Barney boys. They kick their 14th, and Chiltern Gecko, their own worst enemy, but it takes a very good side to pounce in Barnawartha.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Chiltern have tried to get a player behind the ball to stem the flow a little bit. So I've seen Tommy Johnson wandering around on his own a little bit down here in their defensive half, but I don't think that'll work because Tommy's really creative and he'll make sure he hits up player time after time.
Alrighty, so margin back out to 73 points here at the Barney Rec Reserve in front of a bumper crowd on a beautiful day for footy, sport in general.
AFL style, Kitchings come straight to the bench after that goal.
Your Saints, I see, had a big win, Scooter. 101-point winners over West Coast.
When did Tassie come in?
I'm not sure. Hopefully pretty soon.
Tough day for the Bombers yesterday,
Yeah,
Pam.
let's not talk about that, shall we?
Who's the Gecko go for?
In the way of what?
AFL?
It's Sydney supporter.
Right.
Yeah.
At least you see
This
some
year.
success. Tumbled forward here by Chiltern. It's been marked by Cooper. Lowers the eyes, looks inside 50. Out the back trying to mark that one was Riley Shannon. I'm not sure how that's a free kick. It's a free kick for a high, but I thought that ball was spoilt.
Oh,
Bodie Hibberson.
Bodie Hibberson.
There is a couple being thrown.
There's a bit on here.
There is a bit on here. It's a bit how you're going. And this could spill over here if the
Whiffen.
umpires don't get this under control.
Unfortunately, they can't ball the footy up here because it's been awarded as a free kick
A
for Chiltern.
50-metre free kick, and young Riley Shannon has been marched to the top of the goal square. It's his first goal. He's playing with his brother and his 43-year-old old man, and he kicks a goal on debut. How good is that from young Riley Shannon? And Brad Hibberson still going on with it here by the Chiltern Swans, and that sort of almost could have got pretty ugly there, Scooter.
Yeah, great to see young Shannon get the goal. And who would have thought Bodie Hibberson would be amongst the little fracas there? But, yeah, got a little bit out of hand there, but Good to see Chiltern on the board for their 4th goal.
And well done to Shannon, who just steers that one through Gecko. That'll be a moment he'll cherish for a long period of time. Riley Shannon.
I've seen his dad make his way over to him really quickly, so it's always good to see that. I got distracted before when you asked me, Gus, who I was supporting. I just got a text message from my mum who Googled what you call a harness racing jockey. So just to clarify.
And what did she say?
Well, exactly.
It's a driver.
Yeah, it's a driver.
Nah,
yeah,
they're cheats on seats. Yeah. Back in the middle of the ground, we've got a free kick off the play, and it's going to go the way of Declan Rocco. And I couldn't tell you what
No, it's against Chiltern.
Oh, it's against... Well, it's going to... I thought it was
against Wayne Shannon.
Well, there you go. Because the umpire was having a good old chat to Rocco, but who knows what's going on. Now I know that the ball's in the hands of Dion Gleeson, centre half back for the Swans, and he's going to try and find Jack Gray across half back. Now back towards Gleeson. Getting there quickly was Big Tom Johnson on the trusty left. Bombs it inside, forward 50. Chiltern have numbers. Mason's there, so too is Gray. Gray's handball wasn't the best into traffic. And the umpire's found a free kick here. I think it's going to go the way of Barney and Big Moose.
Moose for 4.
Did you see that one, Scoot?
No, I didn't, mate.
Well, I didn't either, because the tower blocked me view.
A few people between myself and that incident.
What about you, Geck? Any luck?
Just caught it at the side of the tower, and there was no one from Chiltern arguing the question. Tommy's a good umpire, so I'd say he was quite accurate there.
Might be done for holding the ball here. As Big Moose steers through his 4th. It's a big day out for Big Moose. And Barnawartha bring up the ton, 101-29 here on TDFL Live, thanks to Albury Wodonga MG.
Speaking of days out, Guy Telford has 9 at Barclay Park and has 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Eyeing off his medal, you would have thought.
I think that has him to 28 for the year, Scooter. So he's on target for the ton again. Did he get the ton last year? Just I think.
No, Connor
did.
Yeah.
But he is trying to win the medal named in his honour. He retired. He come out of retirement. Now he's trying to win the Guy Telford medal for the leading goal kicker at Kiwa Sandy Creek.
Okay.
His former teammate Connor Newnham will win it in the 2s after his 13 yesterday for the Albury Tigers reserves.
Has anyone ever won their own medal?
That's a really good
It's
question.
a great question.
Guarantee there's never going to be one named after me, Gecko. So.
And you wouldn't be winning it either, Scooter.
That's right.
There goes Barney again. Tommy Johnson, he's just a smooth mover. Is Tommy Johnson off half back and goes to Trujillo, pumps it to half forward. Coming up and meeting that football with pace was Brad Del Bosco. They work it out to half forward. Kitching's kick partially smothered over the boundary line. We've gone 29 minutes here in this 3rd quarter for Japo Donks.
There's 20 seconds to go, Panda.
There you go, 20 seconds to go. The beauty of being in the timekeeper's box for Albury Wodonga MG.
This is the biggest timekeeper's box I've ever seen, Panda.
Yeah, I like it. Bit of room to move. On top of the barbecue, the smells are delicious under the nostrils.
Biggest and hottest.
And
How are the chips?
They were good, thanks, Gussie. The dimmies were good too. Barney go back inside forward 50. Gleeson, who looks good in defence, takes a mark, and we'll be able to tell you when the siren goes because we are in the timekeeper's box.
Did you eat the chips off the ground?
Yeah, I ate 4 or 5 of those, yep. 3-second rule. Gray marks out there on the far side. This is Finn Gray. He's going to safely go down the wing. Farwell has so much time to pick it up and go by hand here. This is a long 20 seconds, just out of curiosity. Tommy Johnson paddles it back here to Hemming, and Chiltern have the ball on the far wing.
They certainly do. I'm looking over at the timekeepers. They're going to blow the siren any second now. To end the 3rd term, where Barnawartha kicked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 2 goals and well and truly dominating this game of footy. Barnawartha lead 15-11, 101 to Chiltern 3-3-21. We'll take a break here on TDFL Live. Thanks to Bill Tilley, McRae Motors and the Commercial Club. TDFL Live, where you won't miss a thing.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Avita Motorhomes and Caravans, the longest-serving motorhome manufacturer in Australia, are celebrating 60 years since our humble beginnings. And to celebrate, we're introducing new 60th anniversary models with an exclusive 60-month warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing package. Drop in to an Avita dealer or visit avitarv.com.au and experience the RV lifestyle today.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
At Ready Group Equipment Sales, we have it all. Stockists of Wackanoisin machinery such as excavators, skid steers and dump trucks, plus JLG scissor lifts and booms. We also have digger and norm engineering attachments to suit any machine, as well as ECH ground engaging tools and cutting edges. On top of that, quality tracks, spare parts and wear parts for all brands. See the range up close at Ready Group Equipment Sales' new showroom, 191 Melbourne Road, Wodonga. Visit rgequipmentsales.com.au.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty.
Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Barney well and truly in control here on TDFL Live from the Barnawartha Recreation Reserve. Gus McLeod, Panda Escott, Brent Gecko Lillis and Scotty Scooter Fraser, the TDFL Live call team this afternoon. Scoot, we got you boundary side.
Yep, I'm right underneath the camera. The sun is going down over the trees on the other side of the ground and still seems to be a very good crowd here, and I've just spotted 3 Keel Sandy Creek supporters that were a bit bored at Barclay Park.
What's the score there again, Scooter?
144-9. Guy Telford has 9 3/4 time.
And some people were tipping Chiltern to be the third best team in the competition. Sorry, rather going to be the third best team in the competition this year. So, don't know if it's bad tipping or maybe Rutherglen are just completely off the boil.
Or a really one-sided comp.
Yeah, potentially.
Hey, what do you reckon the coaches would be saying? What do you reckon Adam Mudra would be saying to his Barnawartha Chargers here at 3/4 time? They're going to win the game. Is it about finishing off here really strongly, Gecko?
I think so. Just really, I guess they want to get reward for that effort. They've had all the footy, and we talked before three-quarter time that it felt that they should have been a lot more up. So I'd say Muddy will want them to put them to the sword, if you know what I mean.
Were you at any huddles at all, Scooter, or you just made yourself over to the beautiful LDV Triton?
No, I actually snuck in behind you in the commentary box to get the extra headset to talk to, at this stage, little Tommy Johnson, I reckon, has been the best for Barney at the moment.
Yeah, he has been. He has been indeed. What about the 4 goals of Jack Chesser? Scooter, is he amongst the contenders?
If he gets another couple, he'll be in contention.
No.
Yeah.
And how many does the big moose need to kick to get best on ground? The big
kick
moose.
4.
Yeah, I'd still like the way little Tommy Johnson has been able to move the ball through the middle. Those blokes can't kick goals if you don't have blokes up the ground kicking it to them.
If Moose kicks 3, Scoot, I'm going to make a very strong argument that he should be getting
captain's call.
Well,
is that what you're suggesting to me?
If Moose can kick 7 goals, I mean, this is a bloke that'd be very happy with 7 kicks most weeks as a big ruckman. If the big Moose can kick 7, Scoot, I might have to intervene.
No, you can come down and grab the microphone, mate.
I don't think he's going to kick 7, though.
Look, he's very much in contention, and
kick
it'd
4.
be good to have a chat to him too. We'll see how we go.
All right.
Umpires have been good, boys.
They have.
Yep.
They have, and it can be a little bit to adjust because these guys all umpire Ovens and Murray. But of course, things might be a little bit lackadaisical in the TDFL, so the umpiring's been very good today.
Tommy Johnson,
Which
student
one?
by day. Tommy Lockhart,
Okay.
student by day, DJ by night.
You're
DJ.
joking. He's a DJ.
DJ.
He umpires, he DJs, he does the lot. Does Tommy Lockhart?
What sort of
Do you know
tunes
what
is
else he
rolling
is?
out?
Do you know what else he is?
What?
He's a national under-17s netballer, picked in the national side, I think, at GK.
Yep.
All right, well,
You can't make this stuff up.
No,
Here's
you-
Blake Penderest got the 4th and final turn for the Huon Hill.
oh, didn't we absolutely divulge there the other day? We had an absolute offering, a feastal of the highest variety, and we'll talk about that a little later on. Here's Tragello, tracks the footy back. Going in hard there is Noonan, who applies a tackle on a Chiltern Swan, and we have a ball up at half forward here for Chiltern, who are kicking to the cricket nets end of the Barney Rec Reserve. Barnawartha coming home to their trusty club rooms end. There's Big Moose, Gussie's man. You need 3 goals in the last quarter, Moose. There's a whistle here, and there's a free kick here going to the way of Benny Jones for Chiltern. He kicks into the pocket, sits it on the head there of his intended target, Mick Williams. Pritchard sweeps up here for Barney. Whiffin, sort of little toe poke. It was clever, but Chad Brooks sends it back in for the Chiltern Swans, deep into the pocket. Coming up there and meeting the football was Hemming, but Barney have all the numbers, and they cleared through Star off half back.
As far as he possibly can down the netball court, side wing, Kitching flew high. Got a decent piece, but umpire said not enough. And now Tommy Lockhart calls for a stoppage. We'll ball it up on centre wing, so no score to start the 4th and final term for Huon Hill Wodonga. And make sure you go and check out the Huon Hill Hotel's new menu in Wodonga. And I tell you what, didn't Goof Cider have an absolute viewing of that menu on Tuesday when we recorded the back bar Panda? He had a big feasting. Here's Shannon. This is Dad. Dispossessed, picked up nicely by Star, then fumbled it once again. Head over the football. Shannon once again. They're being busy here, the Shannon boys. And Dad just trying to burrow his way through. Can't quite do so. We'll ball the footy up across half forward for the Swans.
Yeah, you should have seen this new menu that was being shown and photographed to display on the Huon Hill website. They had a couple of people walk in, us, and we got to taste all the food, Gecko. It was sensational. It was 3 tables of food.
Goof would have been in his element.
He got a doggy box.
He literally had 2 or 3 cardboard doggy boxes. Did Goof Cider. Pizza was good. There was some pork belly. That was the full menu.
Great
job
pub.
on the call.
Great
Oh, Benny Jones has been met hard by Star. He had his head over the football. That was pretty dangerous, to be fair. And the Chiltern Swans boys they're not happy about it. And the decision's been reversed by Tommy Lockhart, the DJ. DJ Tommy has reversed the decision.
That's taking control, the young fellow. I reckon that, had the free kick. They didn't have to go on with it. Good decision, Tommy.
He's got aspirations to go to a higher level than Ovens and Murray too, Scooter.
I like it. Benny
So he
Mason
should.
intercepts on centre wing. They move the footy here through to Shannon and dispossessed in the middle of the ground. The Tigers have own that part of the game all day. Mason head over the football, wants a high free kick. Umpire says, give it to me. And we have a ball up to the right of the centre wicket here. The cricket wicket, 101 to 30. We've played 3 minutes for Jappo Donks. Gecko?
The sign of a really good side is when a game gets out of control like this from a score perspective, they don't lose their structure. And Barnawartha are exactly that. They're doing exactly the same thing they were doing now as they were in the first quarter.
And that's probably one of the reasons why they got a bit of a bake from coach Adam Mundra at half-time is to put the pedal to the metal. They led by 49 points to the main break, and Muddy wanted more. Umpire Tommy Lockhart's going to throw the footy aloft. I reckon I might have found DJ Tommy Lockhart a gig DJing the Barney pre-game tunes because they need a bit of an overhaul. Kicking down the line go Chiltern in the hole. Lockie Walker, who's becoming a staple of this Barney back six. He stands up week after week. He comes inboard, finds Matt Del Bosco. He chips and finds brother Brad. Brad sells a bit of candy, gets around Gleeson, kicks the centre half forward. Nice looking ball. And Barney are building nicely. 1-2.
Goals.
Here comes Del Bosco. Set sail inside forward 50, and the mark has been taken. I reckon it's one of the star boys. It's going to be Brad. They'll have a set shot 25 metres out directly in front.
Not the intended target as Del Bosco came in for inside 50.
I think the goals were the intended target.
No, I think Brad was passing that.
Okay.
He'll claim it.
He's a captain. He'll say he's doing the team thing.
Yeah.
He'll claim the goal assist if Starr can steer it through. And he's put it wide. It's a minor score. Barney moved to 15-12. Chiltern 3-3. Thanks to Huon-Hill Wodonga. And McRae Motors go and see the LDV. Teron 9 for this 47.990 drive away.
Teron 9. I think I called it a Triton before. It's okay. I've called Gecko Guko the whole lot today. Nick Williams, in fact, it was feeling sorry. Passes it off here to Chatty Brooks.
I think Chad Brooks has had a good day, fellas. He'd only be 18, Chad. He's had a really good day, I think.
And he's turned it over on that cue. Didn't look after you, Gecko, to Josh Starr. They rebound inside 50 once again. Big pack of players form. Getting hands to it was Mason. Got to be hard in defence here. Chiltern. Run to the pump, and there's a ball up 30 out from Barney goal. Big Moose Quinn's got 4. Jack Chesser's got 4. And they have 15 as a combined team to the Barney Tigers, who are going to be hard to beat this year alongside Kiwa, who have put Rutherglen to the sword only 20 Ks away.
Got a score up there for us, Scooter Fraser.
Kiwa have kicked 4 behinds to start the last quarter. 21 goals, 22, 148. Lead Rutherglen 139.
Up goes the Sharon. Chiltern have numbers. Well done, Cooper, but his handball missed the intended target. The intended target was Mason, and he mopped up nicely. Here comes the run out of full back. Dispossessed was Jones. Barney have numbers everywhere. On to Farwell in the middle of the ground. Handball missed the intended target, so Chiltern arrive in numbers. Ball's in dispute. Now Chiltern regain some composure via Hemming. Handball's into a bit of traffic. Farwell mops up for Barnawartha. Handball's back inboard. Del Bosco shovels it backwards, finds the intended target in Noonan, and Barney want to open up the fat side. It's a nice looking switch. Couldn't quite get there in the nick of time. It was Vandermeer, so Barney want to bring it out to the clubroom side. On the lead, little Tommy Johnson.
Playing forward.
Chipping into the space, Chesser on the lead. Gee, this is good footy from Barnawartha. It's a brand of footy that's going to stack up at Sandy Creek, Gecko.
Oh, absolutely. It's just a class above. Tommy Johnson, you're sick of hearing me talk about him, but geez, unbelievable for standard of footy for this league. He really is a class above, and I think looks like they've brought him forward here to see if he can join the goal-kicking party.
It'd have to be a player on the radar of Ovens and Murray clubs next year, little Tommy Johnson. Here comes Chesser. Makes no mistake, steers through his 5th, and Barnawartha's 16th. They move to 108, Chiltern 21. It's getting ugly for the Swannies.
Gus, you wonder if Jack Chesser will eventually make his way back into town. I'm not sure of his age. Looks maybe mid-20s.
Yeah, he had a run with Wodonga 2 or 3 years ago, but struggled to get in because of points. And there was also a pretty prolific goal-kicking era there. He was competing for the same spot as
Oscar Wilding at the stage.
Oscar Wilding. They had Sam Jewell there. They also had Ethan Redcliffe. So he's competing for spots with some pretty good players, but I believe he's a 2-point player at Wodonga if he goes back in.
Yeah. No, well, he looks like he could play at that level.
Ball up in the middle of the ground here. Going in there was Jackson O'Connor at ground level, who's had a good game today. Likewise, the two-time Barton medalist and Jared Farwell. That kick is as high as a light tower here at Barney. Out the back here is Walker. Sorry, it was Del Bosco. Goes inside forward 50. That ball was out of bounds. Tommy Johnson kept it in. Spence wants 4.
Where's
Runs
the right?
onto his trusty left foot. Snaps it back. He's celebrating. It's a goal. Josh Spence has kicked 3. I apologise. 3 goals, 1 for Joshy Spence. That one on the trusty left this time, Scooter, and he kicks Barney 17th for the day.
Truth be known, the ball was out of bounds just there as Del Bosco handballed it back in, but the little boundary umpire didn't get there in time.
What did Brian Taylor say back in the day, Scooter?
It's out of bounds.
That was out of bounds. Brent Gecko Lewis on TDFL Live. Chiltern just need to start playing for pride now.
Yeah, they do. And it does look like they've really dropped their heads here, Gus. And you just don't want to see a pile-on by Barney. Right now, it looks like it's going to end up that way. But, yeah, they've really dropped their heads. You see them sort of mope their way back to the centre square.
93 points is the lead for Barnawartha. Hasn't this bloke tried all day? Hemming, so too is Hibberson. Chiltern break away from the middle of the ground, and Brooks, who's a shining light for this young Chiltern outfit, whose handball missed Bodie Hibberson, but now he's going to have a crack once again. Brooks dispossessed. Umpire Tommy Lockhart said play on. O'Connor handballs in towards a bit of space. The traffic then arrives, and Hemming set upon quickly by Trujillo will ball the footy up. So it's going to be a ball up here at centre half forward for the Chiltern Swans. McWilliams in the ruck. Left it behind, then got the ball on towards Hemming, who kicks inside forward 50. In fact, it was Hibberson. Brad trying to find Bodie, who was tunnelled out of that one by Starr. Umpires let the whistle away, and they kick down the line to Barnawartha. Little Tommy Johnson marks off the kick from Rocco. So, over to you, Panda.
So they go down the line. Do Barney. Mason caught out the back of the contest. Shovels it back to Gleeson, who's been moved to half back in the second half, and he's been caught by the fingertips of Joshy Spence holding the ball, and he sends it back inside 50, or sliding down on hands and knees and trying to mark that one was Chesser. Mason's caught by Del Bosco, and there'll be a ball up 20 out from Barney goal.
Barney have done really well is hem Chiltern to one side of the ground, so that forced Gleeson to go back up against the traffic where it came from. Just haven't allowed him to get out to the open side and try and get some run in the game.
Snapping on goal is young Harry Kitching from the stoppage, and that is his second goal today. And they extend the margin out to 91 points. 18-12, 120 to 4-5-29. All that on the Huon-Hill Wodonga scoreboard. What's happening over there, Scooter, on the far side?
Oh, I'm actually not on the far side, mate. I'm under the camera again.
You are.
The sun's gone down. It's lovely. Great news over at Rutherglen. They've kicked their second goal for the game. 2-3-15. Trail kills Sandy Creek. 22-22, 154.
Yeah, getting ugly there and very ugly here. You just wonder at this stage of the game, Gecko, will Barney take a few of their star players off the ground and put them on ice?
Yeah, and why wouldn't you?
I think they've got a decent block of games coming up as McWilliams wins the centre clearance, kicks up the centre half forward, ball's in dispute. Tracking this one, the Chiltern Swans have numbers around it now. Barnawartha arrive, handballing over the top. Barney looking for O'Connor. We've got a whistle here. It's going to go the way of Barnawartha. Not quite sure what for. Barney, of course, take on Dedarang Mount Beauty next week. The Chiltern Swans, they've got a date with Waganya, so they'll be eyeing off their first win. In round 5 of the Duns Twin City Cranes TDFL, 120 plays 29 here. Turnover. O'Connor marks at centre half back for Barney. Switches out to the netball court side. Mark has been taken. They want to attack the boundary line. Nice looking ball. Mark's been taken by Starr over the top to Big Tom Johnson, who marks in front of Gray, who's tried hard today for Chiltern. Now Tom Johnson inside forward 50, searching on the leaders, Chesser. Oh, great hands, 360. Centres the ball for Barnawartha to the top of the square. Del Bosco paddled it to his own advantage. This is the captain. Back on to Spence, tied up in the pocket, centres the ball unselfishly. Oh, the big moose!
Straight through the mitts.
Straight through the mitt to the big moose. Coming through is Clark, Stanek and Martin. Now they centre the ball, turned over. Jones to the Chiltern Swans at centre half back.
And he's got absolutely nothing to go to. Went to Father Wayne Shannon. wasn't able to grab the footy, and we have a ball up just forward to centre here for the Barnawartha Tigers, who did everything but kick a goal then, Gecko.
Man-on-man defence for Chiltern in their defensive 50. You'd just be nervous right now.
12 minutes played for Jappo Donks in the fourth quarter for Huon-Hill Wodonga. Jared Farwell around this pack. Fighting is Hemming. Farwell, no-look handball. Out the back here to big Tommy Johnson. In fact, it was little Tommy Johnson who set sail, and it's through for a minor score. He was eyeing off the big sticks from 50. And the Barney Tigers move to 18-13, 121. Chiltern 4-5-29. All that on the Huon-Hill Wodonga scoreboard. Tommy Johnson, he's got a good boot on him, Scooter, the young man.
Yeah, that was pretty much a 48-metre kick.
Gray being gallant today in the back line, kicks down the line, trying to find the target there in Shannon. Set up by Spence. The umpire, has he paid a free kick here or a ball up, Scooter?
Ball up.
No.
Right in front of you, Scooter.
The young fella's having a go at Joshy Spence as well.
Hey, big shout out to Logan Cartwright, who's filming today's game, done a cracking job, and Jackson, Luke Chilcott from Wangarun Indigo Computers, bringing the pictures together on the Peter Bowen Homes live stream. In the middle of our broadcast position, Kitching applied a high tackle on Mason. I think the umpire was blindsided and will ball the footy up. Like we said in the pre-game show, Gecko, it has been the big names for Chiltern today. Mason, Hemming and co, but haven't had a great deal of support around them.
No, it's been a real battle after that, hasn't it? And realistically, Gus, when it's got in the hands of those others, that's when it's fallen apart.
Hibberson, Brad, floating ball down the line's been marked by Andre Clark-Stanek. Inboard straight away. They want to come aggressive every single time they have the footy. Scammell is going to switch out to the far side of the ground, the golf course side of the ground. In the hands now of Del Bosco. It's Martin, in fact, inside 50, looking for Tommy Johnson. Both of them around the footy here. Hemming has kicked 2 goals for the Swans. Tries to go to a teammate. Del Bosco and Jackson O'Connor at the bottom of this pack. And we have another ball up 50 around from Barney Goal. We'll give you the score. They lead by 92 points, 121-29.
Probably the scoreline you expected to see earlier, wasn't it? It's taken a little while to get to that point.
It's slowly edging its way up there.
Chiltern just need to keep it under 100, Panda.
Yep.
That's what they'll be playing for now, as O'Connor tries to hit the ball out of bounds. That's where it goes. Boundary throw-in.
You're going to the Huon-Hill after this, Gussie?
Yep, they're going to Huon-Hill, and then I'll be heading over to the Albury Brewhouse for music trivia on Tuesday, May 9, Panda.
You're not bad with your trivia, Gussie, your music trivia. You are very good with your music trivia for a young man.
Well, as Gecko said, I grew up with Mum and Dad playing some of those tunes in the car. We had an iPod Nano, and Mum gave an education on In Excess and Savage Garden. I think Mum was DJing for the Barney boys inside forward 50 now. Spills out towards Kitching. Little Tommy Johnson threw his weight around. Not his best crack at that as the ball's in dispute at ground level. 15 metres out from goal. Chiltern clear defensive lines, but the mark has been taken. It's a turnover for Barney. They're going to switch the ball out to the netball court side. Brad Starr back at the club after a stint with the Saints. Umpire now calls him to play on. Tom Johnson, Big Tom the lead. Too much space, and Big Tom marks tied up in the pocket. And this is well and truly within Big Tommy Johnson's repertoire, but he's very unselfish, and he centres the ball and he finds his namesake, Little Tommy Johnson. Gecko.
It's what they Chiltern didn't want to happen. The game's really got away from them now, and then the effort's dropped off, and the decision making's probably got even worse than what it was in the first half. So worst nightmare really right now, but Tommy Johnson deserves a goal here.
He's getting a bit of advice from the young Chiltern supporter down here, holding a Great Northern in the right hand.
Oh, he's not young, that's Mr. Gray. And he steered it through. And Tommy Johnson just puts the nail in the Chiltern coffin. He kicks a big goal, and don't the home supporters love that one here on TDFL Live. They've kicked their 19th goal thanks to Huon-Hill Wodonga. 127 plays 29. The Tigers are pumping the Swannies. Scooter Fraser, boundary side.
Big Tommy Johnson got some great separation there from Caton and took an easy mark. And because the sun was in his eyes, he just looked up and saw little Tommy. Just picked him off, and a good finish there by little Tommy.
Didn't he give it to the Chiltern supporter down there as well, who was giving him an absolute earful?
It's
and then the
Finn and Jack Gray's old man, and I think he's giving a bit of advice considering Jack's been having a pretty tough day at the office in the back line for the Chiltern Swans.
And Tommy Johnson was always going to look and give it to him if he kicked that goal, which he did. And the funniest thing about that was the Barney supporters went straight back to that man and gave him an earful as well. And he took it like a champ.
He did.
He absolutely loved it as well.
He owned it, didn't he?
A bit of banter, which is what we like here on TDFL Live in the Bush. And we have a ball up right in the middle of the cricket wicket. Had a bit of traffic through that today. Mick Williams says, stuff this like he's done all day. He's either booted it as far as he can or punched it out of the ruck as far as he can. Hemmings around this football. Scammell as well. It's kicked up by Mick Williams, and he goes bang once again with the right foot high up and under, but it's been marked here by Clark Stanek at half-back for Barney. Pumps it out to the far side. Tommy Johnson. Oh, he's taking one-handers, if you don't mind. He's taking the piss, young Tommy Johnson. Inboard comes to Seamus Moose Quinn, who's still got 3 goals to kick in this last quarter, according to Gus. Bit of a wide signing Mungler. There's Farwell. Oh, not sure. And a good tackle there on young Chad Brooks. And there's a ball up 48 metres out from Barney goal. A wide signing Mungler was what I said, Gus McLeod.
Look that up in your thesaurus.
Urban Dictionary.
Spence set upon quickly, holding the ball. Free kick to Ben Mason for Chiltern. Wants to play on. Oh, put Hibberson onto the pump. The old fella had to bend down and grab that one. The former coach finds a teammate here. Across half-back, it's Vandermeer. Chipping the ball, finds its way to the intended target in Murphy, who's the inclusion today from the Albury Tigers. And Chiltern trying to get a bit of possession here. Back onto the hands of Vandermeer. Long down the line for the Chiltern Swans. Ball's in dispute across half-back. Barney have numbers absolutely everywhere, and they bring it as far as they possibly can. Long down the line, McMilliams takes a Bill Tilly mark of the day, and for the first time lowers the eyes and finds Finn Gray.
About to say, every time he's got that Sharon, he has booted it as far as he can. There's Gray, his old man giving a bit of advice before. Kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. Chiltern through Shannon. Try and kick it out to the far side, but it's been turned over and marked by the late inclusion, Rocco. He goes down the wing on the far side. O'Connor as a running man. Brad Del Bosco has played forward today and looked really good. Kicks it in towards Chessar, who's already kicked 5, has Jack. He's lining up for 6. A good old-fashioned bag. And he is 30 metres out on a slight angle. He should make no mistake here, Gecko.
No, well, I'm not going to comment on his goal-kicking ability. I don't want to put the moz on him. But what's the 2AY rule around claiming someone as your man? Because I want to claim little Tommy Johnson as my man.
Just go with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's Gecko's man.
Gecko's man, young Tommy Johnson.
Yeah.
I would have thought you were mounting a case for Tommy Lockhart at one stage during the call, Geck.
DJ Tommy.
DJ Tommy, yeah.
So Jack Chesser, who, as we said before, has kicked 5, to extend the margin beyond triple figures, comes through and kicks it. And the margin now sits at 104 points, 133 to 29. Barney right on top here since the first minute. They lead by 104 points, 21 minutes gone. Scooter, what's the vibe like down there on the boundary? A few people well refreshed.
It's very, very quiet until, the Greys old man gets up. Probably want one of the Barney boys to take a mark inside 50, right in that pocket, just to get a bit of verbal action going.
That forward line of Barney's is going to trouble everyone, isn't it? It doesn't matter who they play. They've got a lot to worry about, and you've got that mix of small, tall, fast. So it's really dynamic, and it's going to trouble any back line in the TDFL.
And their mids, when they go forward, provide options as well. They've really built a strong list. They're going to have to keep everyone fit as they march in towards September, and a tilt at key with Sandy Creek. In the meantime, Chiltern get it to half forward, and the mark has been taken by Finn Gray, who's probably too far to score here, but I think he's going to back his leg in. Scooter, he'll have to kick this one all of, 52, 53 metres?
He's inside the square now, and I reckon the man on the mark would be right on 50.
So Finn Gray hasn't played a heap of senior footy. Arcs around, sets sail, makes okay connection to the top of the goal square. Flying uncontested was Clark Stanek, chipping the ball out of defensive 50. And now little Tommy Johnson breaks away and runs down the golf course side wing. High up and under, but it's all Swans. Ball bounces. The Sharon can do funny things. Good, strong tackle applied. I think by Del Bosco. No, Big Moose. And Benny Mason will feel that one tomorrow, Panda.
He's been tackled a fair bit today. Crunched has Benny Mason.
Had a crack.
He has. He's been under the pump since the first second of this game. There's Riley Shannon who kicked his first goal in league footy today, playing with the old man. Farwell got rid of him like a little fly, though, in that contest. Want a free kick holding the ball. And he's going to send the Tigers back in as the sun is setting beautifully here at the Barney Rec Reserve, right in our eyes and right in the camera of Logan Cartwright down on the boundary. Here's your man, Gecko, Tommy Johnson.
He would have had at least 35 touches today.
Every bit of.
Hasn't wasted many either.
He's passed it off to his namesake quite a bit. They've waxed together, Tommy Johnson and Tommy Johnson. They go inside 50 once again into the pocket. Edged under the football was Moose Quinn. Gussie wants him to kick 7. Chesser gives it back to Spence, who shows a bit of candy. Has to retreat by hand to Jackson O'Connor. Has to trace after the football. Shoots it out wide towards the boundary. They're playing around with it here a little bit. Barnawartha, good pressure applied by Chiltern. And they force a stoppage to the right of the scoreboard as they were trying to find a kick on goal. But good pressure from Chiltern. 133-29. Fourth quarter for Hugh on Hill. It's TDFL Live for McRae Motors and the Commercial Club Albury. Adam Harvey, you love your country, Gussie. Friday, June 12. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, I've already got mine panned up. Got my finger on the pulse. As the siren sounds here on TDFL Live, and Barnawartha are too strong for their biggest rival, the Chiltern Swans. They win 20-13-133 to Chiltern 4-5-29. It was all Barnawartha today, but Chiltern with their own worst enemy. Brent Gecko, Lillis, talk us through how you saw that game, because Barnawartha certainly did a number on the Chiltern Swans.
I think that first half, Barney would be disappointed. When I say disappointed, probably the score line. It certainly didn't reflect how the game was played. Barney had control of that from the first bounce, and unusually they weren't able to convert, and it wasn't through poor kicking or anything like that. I'd say the pressure was a lot better from Chiltern in that first half, but once we got to three-quarter time, the game blew open, and their stars up forward. Like Tom Johnson, Chesser, they just got away. Josh Spence got away from Chiltern.
Hey, Scoot, I'm not sure if you got your headphones on, but if you can hear me, I want you to get a selfie with our JBI electrical player today. Not a photo of him, we want a selfie.
Yep, a selfie with Scooter to go on the TDFL Facebook page, please.
So, our man, Scotty Scooter Fraser, tasked with the challenge of finding our Bill Tilley and JBI electrical player of the day. And I think he's going to go to his man, Tommy Johnson. Boundary side, Scott Scooter Fraser, our JBI electrical player of the day.
I'm just ringing my daughter, mate, to see how I do a selfie.
We'll start the interview first, mate.
We've got little Tommy Johnson here. This is not for me, Tommy. I'd rather just take it a bit of you. That'll do. One good head in it.
Why are you making me do this?
Mate, you've got our player of the day today. Fantastic effort, and on the end of about 35 possessions.
We're getting a bit of advice here.
Guess good game. Get away.
You go, Scooter.
Yeah, the boys are just giving him a bit of stick trying to take over the interview. Tommy, great effort today. More than 35 possessions we've counted, and probably outshone the bigger version of your namesake.
No, mate, he's a freak. He's honestly a freak, and I helped the boys out a lot, so it's good. Yeah.
Mate, obviously after last year's grand final loss, there's things to get back, and you've got a long way to go, but a really good start to the season.
Yeah, no, it's been good, and yeah, everyone keeps bringing up the grand final again, but we move on.
Yeah, you've got to move on, but there's got to something that spurs you. Obviously, the inclusion of Tommy. You see the way Chesser played today, and Spanner kicked 3 and Big Moose kicked 4. What's the driving force of you blokes in the middle being able to get it out of there?
I don't know. We're just so young. It's good. But the boys have so much bloody effort, and it's good. I don't know. Just we're so young. That's all I've got for you.
We might wrap it up there, Scooter.
Right, boys. Not much of a chat, a little Tommy.
You chose the right.
Yeah, you're exactly right. But I tell you what, it was fantastic today, and we were getting a little bit of advice from the Chiltern Swan supporters down there. I think it was Old Man Gray telling us that Harry O'Neill is not a jockey; he is a truck driver. That's what they were saying over the. That's what you can hear in the background.
Well,
as
I'm
well.
backing my man Gecko in.
So Gecko has absolutely got some things to answer for here.
I have watched him race on TV.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
The
Tommy
president
has just said he is a jockey. So big thanks to you.
He's a driver.
He's a driver. There you go. A driver, whatever you like to call it.
Cheat on seat?
He's a cheat on. Maybe not. We won't say it now.
Get along to the Aubrey Harness Racing Club whenever the trots come around.
Feel free to stick the microphone in front of anyone if you want to get down there. Maybe the Big Moose. I reckon we get the Big Moose on for a chat.
I already had him coming, mate. I knew
now,
he wants to talk about his 4 sausage rolls.
I wanted him for best on ground, but you went to Tommy Johnson, the Big Moose Quinn with 4, Scoot.
Congratulations, mate. Great game in the ruck and popped up forward with 4 goals.
Yeah, kicking boots are a bit better than what they were in the final series last year. It was hopeless.
Well, hopefully you don't go to any weddings this year and you keep up that the 4 goals. Mate, fantastic effort. Obviously, Muddy's structure just follows on from next year, and the inclusion of Big Tommy Johnson's fantastic for you with the big blokes, adding someone of that height.
Yeah, it's nice. He's got these, hey, mate, our young boys, he's got them dialed in. Like, they're the barometer, those blokes. So, and, yeah, you add another element with Tommy J, just a big presence up forward, and, yeah, it gives me a break every now and then, which is nice. Yeah,
Tommy Johnson, Cohen Trujillo, Whiffen, you just see the way they go about it, and obviously Muddy's just that really good mentor. And an old Spenner pops up with 3 goals today as well.
Hey, he's getting better with age, I reckon, like a fine wine. More concussions, I reckon. That might sort him out.
We might just listen to this. It's a presentation of the Simon Larracy Shield, boys.
We might need to get the microphone over there, Scoot, otherwise we won't hear it. The Wayne Larracy Shield. We'll just get you to go and stick the microphone in as best you possibly can. Of course, Simon Larracy, a superstar of the Barnawartha Football Club.
You stick the microphone if you can, Scooter, just in amongst the...
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
There we go, mate, we got you.
Firstly, the Chiltern Football Club, congratulations. I know, every season's different. You've tried your heart out, just maybe your execution and maybe a couple more players, but I'm so proud of you. You really perform well. I mean, the score doesn't indicate what sort of a game it was, and I'm proud of every one of you. You at least had a go, and at no stage did you throw the towel in. So thank you and congratulations. Well done. And to the Barney Footy Club, great exhibition. You know, you look like you're going to go somewhere this year. You got depth in your reserves, which is always a good indication. If you've got depth in your reserves, you're going pretty well in the seniors. So good to see Joshy still running around. Well done, fellas, and so proud of you for the effort you put in today. And I'd like to call Brad.
Of course, Brad Del Bosco, captain of the Barnawartha Football Club. Floated forward today, Jensen.
Well done, Brad. Proud of you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Need to say anything or what? Yeah, look, I'd like to say thanks to the Larracy family and getting down. Good to see you back around the club. You know, it still means quite a lot to this football club. Just on the game, Steve and Mitch, obviously fairly new group this year, so keep sticking it out. You know, once you start connecting, you'll start to get your season underway. So keep sticking at it. Our boys, you know, keep going after what we value, and it was a really good performance today. Yeah, thanks again, boys.
Brad Del Bosco, boundary side, and Scoot, the presentation of the Simon Larracy Shield is obviously something that means a lot to 2 of these clubs, and I think you might be trying to get Adam Mudra. No, he's making his way over to the Larracy family. Might just get you to quickly catch up with the coach of Barnawartha, Adam Mudra, quickly for a quick chat before the boys go and sing the song.
Just getting a photo, and hopefully Muddy will join us.
Only needs to be 60 seconds, I reckon, Gussie.
Yeah, we only got 4 minutes of the broadcast end. So just a quick comment from Muddy.
Quick comment from Muddy. Man, a few words when he's not talking to his boys. Mate, half-time spray, not one of the best, but just to get them in line and get the structures right again.
Oh, yeah, at the end of the day, you know, you can look at the scoreboard and that can tell you a story about the game, but, you know, we certainly value the actions out on the ground and the stuff that we need the boys to continually to go after and to drive. And there were some just little things that we weren't quite getting right. So we spoke about them, and I thought our second half was really good on, you know, in all three phases of the ball. We talk about offense, defense, and contest, and the boys were fabulous in those three phases.
Muddy, go on and sing the song, mate. We appreciate you joining us on TDFL Live.
Great to see you out here, Gussie. Thanks, boys.
Good on
Adam
you, Muddy.
Mudra, boundary side with Scooter Fraser. Gecko, he's a very, very good coach. He's a very astute coach. And after many thought, I remember reading the Border Mail article last year. Barnawartha were tipped to finish 11th, and Muddy just completely flipped the script on that. He got them all the way to a grand final. They looked at this stage, they looked to be the team that's most capable of challenging Kiwi Sandy Creek.
Well, they just clearly have a good system, and I think Muddy's exposure to, you know, the Murray Bush Rangers as an assistant coach, and then at Ovens and Murray level, he's clearly acquired a lot of footy IQ, and he's been able to implement a really structured game plan with Barnawartha, and it was clearly evident today, mate, the way that they set up.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.
Avita Motorhomes and Caravans, the longest-serving motorhome manufacturer in Australia, are celebrating 60 years since our humble beginnings. And to celebrate, we're introducing new 60th anniversary models with an exclusive 60-month warranty, roadside assistance and cap price servicing package. Drop in to an Avita dealer or visit avitarv.com.au and experience the RV lifestyle today.
Your battery's not going to have a pie at the footy.
Catch a thriller at the flicks. Or entertain you at a fancy restaurant.
But it will get you to where you want to go.
Marshall Batteries. Holla! For a local.
At Ready Group Equipment Sales, we have it all. Stockists of Wackanoice and machinery such as excavators, skid steers and dump trucks, plus JLG scissor lifts and booms. We also have digger and norm engineering attachments to suit any machine, as well as ECH ground engaging tools and cutting edges. On top of that, quality tracks, spare parts and wear parts for all brands. See the range up close at Ready Group Equipment Sales' new showroom, 191 Melbourne Road, Wodonga. Visit rgequipmentsales.com.au.
Finer embroidery is in the fabric of our community. Any logo on anything so your business can proudly present themselves well. Embroidery that adds that personal touch that doesn't break the bank. Join the Finer embroidery community today. Proudly supporting the TDFL.
We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes. For your semis, riggers, spotters, cranes. Safety is our second name. You're looking pretty with Dunn's Twin City. No job's out of reach. Rig it, lift it, move it, shift it. No fuss, talk to us. We'll help you get the job done. We'll make your job a smooth one. Dunn's Twin City Cranes.
Chanty, 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 Chanty. Chanty, that's the name to remember. Chanty Holdings are the pros for all the muckiest jobs. For cleaning and servicing septic tanks, treatment plants and grease traps, winery and trade waste, even cleaning car and truck washers. They've been doing it for over 50 years, from Albury to Beechworth, Corryong to Corowa, Wodonga to Yarrawonga, Wangaratta to Henty, and everywhere in between. When it comes to liquid waste, call Chanty. Chanty, Chanty, Chanty.
Call 1-800-CHANTY.
The possibilities are endless with Peter Bowen Homes because we build it for you. Open the door to your new home with Peter Bowen Homes.